Good evening, Spartan Nation, and McFarland Spartan Football is on the air for our second live telecast of the 2013 season. I want to extend a warm welcome to McFarland Nation from myself, Bill "A Big K" Cather, who will be tonight's stat man and color analyst, and from Mr. John, the golden voice of McFarland Sports Wells, who will join us shortly to do the play-by-play of tonight's game. The date, Friday, September 13th, keep that in mind, 2013. The place, Lloyd Schneider Stadium, McFarland, Wisconsin. And the weather, a beautiful, crisp, cloudless evening, 63 degrees, beautiful Parents' Night here as the McFarland Spartans welcome in the Blue Devils of Evansville, Albany. Tonight, Evansville, Albany, coached by Mr. Ron Groovestein, Division IV, enrollment 602. Evansville consists of 498 and Albany 104 of those students. Their record presently is 1-2 overall and 0-1 in the Rock Valley North. They're averaging 12 points a game, 111 yards passing, and 157 yards rushing. For your McFarland Spartans, coached by Mr. Paul Ackley, Division II, enrollment 655, a record of 2-1 overall, presently 1-0 in the Rock Valley North Conference. Let's take a look back at last year's meeting. In the last regular season meeting last year, Evansville Blue Devils shot down the Spartans 22-0 at Evansville. However, the two met again in the first round of the WIA Division III playoffs. The Spartans got their revenge, crushing the Blue Devils 34-7 as they advanced in the tournament last year. Keys to tonight's game. First, for Evansville Albany, number one, avoid turnovers. That's kind of plagued them so far this year. Number two, win the time of possession and keep McFarland offense on the sidelines. And number three, pack the line of scrimmage to stop the McFarland run game and force Colton Richter and your McFarland Spartans to have to put the ball in the air to move it. For the McFarland Spartans, number one, to reduce penalties. Last week, McFarland was penalized 9 times for 75 yards, including a touchdown, and Coach Ackley has been emphasizing reduce the errors. Number two, continue to play aggressive and with a passion and keep this winning momentum going as the Spartans have won their last 2 ball games. Number three, establish a strong ground game with Stolen and Hudson. We'll be calling their names a lot this evening. That should also lead to, if they have to put it in the air with Colton Richter, lead to more success. And number four, especially for the Spartans, stay healthy. They've already lost Ben Hunt, a big ball player that they were counting on a lot this season to do a lot of things. Ben was lost in the very first game here at home to an ACL injury. And also last week, Chad Herbst, who's their not only flanker but also their kicker, was missing due to illness. And that meant that in last week's ball game, the Spartans had to run 2-point conversions, of which they completed 4 out of 5, so they were pretty successful. But it's a lot better when you can kick the ball through the uprights. Looking back at last week, McFarland Spartans defeated Orfordville Parkview in a conference game 45-22. And last week, Evansville was dominated by Bigfoot, giving up 330 rushing yards in a 35-0 loss. We'll be calling out quarterback Matt Sperry, threw for 130 yards, but had 3 interceptions last week. And the Blue Devils only rushed for 66 yards in the contest. Tonight, some of the key players that we'll be calling tonight. First, let's start with Evansville Albany. First, Ryan Kishore, a 6'1", 180-pound senior, averaging 94 rushing yards per game. At quarterback, Matt Sperry, a 6'1", 190-pound senior, 63 yards rushing and 72 yards passing per game. Also at quarterback, a 6', 180-pound sophomore, Ben Hagel. We'll be calling his name too, as he's played some at quarterback. And 2 wide receivers whose names we'll be probably calling quite a few times. Isaiah Shell, a 6'1", 180-pound senior, 39 yards per game receiving. And Grant Schanenberger, a 6', 185-pound senior with 27 yards per game. For your McFarland Spartans, quarterback Colton Richter, a 6', 160-pound junior, 2.7 rushing yards with 1 touchdown rushing, as well as 4 touchdowns through the air. Colton is averaging 43% on his completion rate this year. Running backs, 2 big boys. Josh Stolen, a 6', 195-pound senior, 38 carries, 254 yards, a 6.7 average, and 3 TDs, 2 of which he had last week. And running back Don Shea Hudson, 5'10", 250-pound junior, the freight train, 41 carries, 274 yards,
6.7 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns, including a 66-yard gallop last week at Orfordville Parkview. And the last player we'll look at is Chad Herbst, a 6-foot, 175-pound junior. Chad has 7 receptions, 148 yards. He's averaging 21 yards per reception, has had 1 touchdown receiving, as well as thrown a double pass for a touchdown already this year. So we are looking forward to a really interesting ball game tonight with Evansville Albany trying to get back on the winning track. They won their home opener this year and since have dropped their last 2 ball games, whereas McFarland's in the reverse. They dropped their opener and have won their last 2. So tonight should be a very interesting conference battle. And I'd like to first, mention tonight's football officials for tonight's game. I was handed this. This is something new that the officials are doing this year. I guess they want a little airtime too, John. So tonight's referee is Mr. Mike Brewer out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The umpire, Aaron Schramm from Waukesha, Wisconsin. The linesman, Kyle Coppinger from Waukesha. The line judge, Doug Damon from Kenosha, Wisconsin. And the back judge, Mr. Tim Hauk from Waukesha, Wisconsin. So we've got a crew here from basically the Milwaukee area tonight. Welcome into Spartanland and Spartan Nation for tonight's ball game. So what we'd like you to do, I'm going to turn it over here in just a second to the golden voice of McFarland Sports, Mr. John Wells. And with that being said, it's time for McFarland Nation. Now sit back, grab your favorite beverage and treats, and enjoy the efforts of your McFarland High School football team 2013. And John, welcome back. Last week or 2 weeks ago, we had an interesting situation where John got a little ill in the first half, had to leave, and turned it over to me to do the play-by-play of the second half. First time I've ever done it, but I hope
Brian Garski.
Yep, with Brian Garski assisting me, and I hope that all of you still enjoyed the remainder of the telecast, and hope that you're being welcomed back tonight to some McFarland football. And again, we're going to get the voice of John Wells back here, and let me just do the stats and let John call the play-by-play. So without further ado, I'll turn it over to John, and we're going to get ready for our national anthem and then the kickoff. John?
Yeah, again, Friday night, September 13th, 2013, from Lloyd Schneider Stadium. Spartans taking on Evansville Albany tonight, the co-op. Again, Bill said Evansville's enrollment 498, Albany 104.
Yep.
And several boys from Albany making that short trip over to Evansville this year. Key to the game, to me, for McFarland is got to keep everybody healthy out there. Not a lot of depth for the Spartans, and depth's going to favor the Blue Devils. They've got a pretty good-sized roster over there and a lot of size. They're going to be pretty physical. And again, Spartans with a very small roster over here if you're looking near side with, I'm going to guess, fewer than 30 players for sure.
Here we go,
So here's
John.
our national anthem from the McFarland High School band. And a national anthem from the McFarland High School pep band.
Yep, under the direction of Mr. Ben Peterson and Joe Hartson.
Weather is great tonight. for a high school football game, week number 4 of the season already. Rock Valley North football here. Again, Spartans 2-1 on the season. Evansville 1-2. Evansville won their opener against Union Grove. That was a home game, and now have dropped their last 2, so they're looking to get back on the winning track. Spartans, pretty lopsided loss at a very good Lodi team to start the season, then coming back with consecutive wins over Lakeside Lutheran and Parkview. Again, Spartans have been tough here at home. Ran the table at home last season, and so far 1-0. But again, Evansville is going to be here to play tonight. This is going to be a good football game. Evansville, again, unique situation last year in that the two teams played twice, being in the same conference, but one was postseason. Spartans just got eaten up down at Evansville last year, couldn't stop the run at all, but then made some adjustments second time around and really slapped the Blue Devils. Evansville's going to kick off to start the game, and that's number 7, Toby Engenman. Toby is 6'3", 175-pound senior. He'll tee it up.
Yep, and I do have to apologize a little bit. I usually have some more stats on the opposing team, but I'm going to be a little short on that with Evansville. Didn't get anything from them this week, as well as when it went on with sports. They had very little information on Evansville Albany, so I'll do the best we can with limited information I have as far as Evansville Albany. So, John, over to you for the kickoff. Jangle those keys, Spartan fans, like they do at the Badger game.
Herbst and Werwinski are deep for the Spartans. Back
People
at
on their feet.
their 10. Line drive kick. Chad Herbst fakes the reverse over the 15, out over the 20, 25, goes forward near the 30-yard line. And good field position for the Spartans. That's where they'll put it in play, 1st and 10. And one thing we do know about Evansville, Ron Grovestein's the coach there. He's been there for about 40 years, I think.
I would say at least that, John, huh?
I don't think it's quite that many, but it's 30 plus.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Again, Colton Richter, the quarterback, he is number 12. The fullback, Jacob Williamson, and the tailback, Josh Stolen. Second back is Stolen, left side, straight ahead over the 30 to the 32, where he's dragged down by a host of Blue Devils.
I think they're probably going to get a steady dose of Josh Stolen and Donche Hudson. Last week they just ran wild down at Parkview, but tonight, again, I said one of the keys, I think that Coach Grostein is just going to pack the middle of that line and force the Spartans here tonight to put it up in the air.
Call it a gain of 2, 2nd down and 8. Second play for scrimmage for the Spartans. Ooh, dangerous play to Chad Herbst. He's got it 35.
Nice move.
Over the
Nice
40.
move.
Oh, penalty marker. Herbst is going to go into Evansville Albany territory, but we're going to have an illegal block back here that's going to bring this back.
Boy, that's a dangerous pass for a couple reasons. One, if it's picked off, it's 6 going the other direction. Secondly, if that thing gets fumbled, it is a lateral, so it'd be a live ball. Herbst made a very good move, looked it right into his hands, did the first thing. You got to catch the ball first, and then made a quick move on the defensive back, but just unfortunately.
Now the penalty is going to
negate
a nice gain by Herbst of over 20 yards.
Yep, and again, last week, 9 penalties for 75 yards against the Spartans. And Coach Ackley really emphasized that this week, just really cutting back on the penalties. Those are just killers for you.
Ironically, the ball goes back to what was the line of scrimmage before the play, so 2nd down and 8. Pitch out Stolen, bobbles the ball, it's loose, Herbst is on it. And again, a break for the Spartans.
Yep, alert play by Chad Herbst, and Stolen is holding his side right up around the rib cage, it looks like, John.
And again, as we said, the Spartans, not a lot of depth. They do have 38 dress, so I was wrong on that.
Yeah, but I can tell you, any coach, no matter whether you're deep or not, never likes to see a kid at the high school level coming off hurt. These years are just too precious for these kids. So big play coming up for McFarland here, 3rd and 12. You don't want to go 3 and out the first time you have it.
So a loss of 4, so Williamson and Hudson will line up behind Colton Richter. 2 to the left, 1 to the right.
Turned around and hollered something back at Hudson there.
Spartans are just out of sync.
Yep.
You know, big game for them here tonight, and they just don't look ready here from the start. So they're going to have to burn a timeout, and wisely so. Look to be a little confusion out there.
Yep, looked like 33.
So it is 3rd and 12 with 10:24 to go here in the first quarter. And rather not have everybody on the same page,
There we
Coach
go.
Ackley wants to talk to his
No,
players.
hold it.
and-
Not the guy in the front. We need to.
Hey, that's Larry down on the camera too
Yep.
tonight.
Hold on, let's switch the film over there. Keep it on the kids. Keep it on. Who is that old kid there, huh? Hey, basically there in the backfield now replacing Sloan, we had Jacob Williamson coming in, a 5'11", 175-pound junior. Coach Ackley in the huddle is mentioning something to Williamson there because I think he wants to get this straight. Big play. We don't need to be turning the ball over this early in the ball game. Hey, I just wanted to mention because last week Coach Ackley made a special point of pointing out the guys in the front line that do all the dirty work and clear all the openings for these running backs. Hunter Smith, Chuck Moore, Dane Mickelson, Luke Perkel, Silas Strait, and Tyler Fisher did a wonderful job of opening holes for those running backs last week. So let's see what they do here.
So 3rd down and 12. Richter calls the signals. Drops straight back. Got a receiver open. Chad Herbst out over the 45. That's going to be good for the first down. A diving catch by Chad Herbst. So Richter to Herbst. And we'll call that 17 yards on the completion. They'll say his knee was down at the 45, but that moves the stick. So a nice throw by Colton Richter. But again, credit that offensive line,
Yep.
giving him protection.
You got it. Herbst averaging 21 yards a catch. So that catch, 17 with 4 below his average, but we'll take it. First down.
Don Shea Hudson. Straight ahead. There he goes
The
into
freight
Evansville
train.
territory down near the 41. Just straight ahead, keeps his head down, picks up 15 yards.
Yep, I'll tell you, if you are a high school kid and you see Don Shea at 250 pounds rumbling at you, you're you're going to be doing a little shaking there. I'll tell you, if he gets ahead of steam, it's very important for him, though, to run straight ahead.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Hudson, left side. Not this time. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep, 72, Logan Webb, 6 foot, 235-pound senior, got in the backfield there and kind of stopped Don Shea's progress early.
So some good size up front for the Blue Devils. 2nd down and 10, 9:25 to go here in the first quarter. We're scoreless. First series of the game for either team.
Boy, what a beautiful night, huh, John?
Doesn't get any better
No,
than
it
this.
does not.
Nice crowd, students
Yep.
in the end zone tonight. Again, backs are split. 3-step drop. Got a receiver open. That's Werwinski. And Isaiah Shell will helicopter him down at the 35. That's one of those Albany kids that comes over and helps Evansville out.
Yep.
3rd down and 5. Ball at the 35-yard line. Nice crowd from Evansville. Again, just
Yeah,
a
it
short
is,
trip
John.
up here.
I'm very happy with that because sometimes we don't see real big crowds even though it's a Friday night. So that's kudos to the Evansville fans here tonight.
Here's Hudson, right side.
Yeah,
Going to
that's
be
what they
tackled
want.
in the backfield. Not going to fool the Blue Devils.
There
Gang
you go.
tackled by about 6. I think that was Hayden Mills, number 40.
Yep, and Logan Webb was in that backfield again. So 3-yard loss.
And the punt team comes out for the Spartans. And
Set.
that'll send number 11. He's just a sophomore, Jonte Pegues, 6'2", 185 pounds. He's back there along with Isaiah Shell. Herbst will be right at midfield. So 4th down and 8. Spartans appear to be kicking it away. Herbst on the rugby style. And that's going to go into the end zone. So that will be actually officially a 38-yard punt for Chad Herbst. And you kind of get that little rugby kick there. So Blue Devils will take it over 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line with 7:47 to go here in the first quarter from Lloyd Schneider Stadium, live from Lloyd Schneider Stadium.
Yep. Second live telecast, John. So Be careful.
Again, Matt Sperry, the quarterback. Number 5, Nick Walczyk, goes in motion. He'll go out of the gun, backs to his right and left. Handoff, Mills. Penalty marker down. Mills goes forward for about 5, but this one may come back.
Chop
looks
block.
like a chop block against.
Yep. Got to be
the Blue
careful of
Devils.
those, boy, because those are the things that cause knee injuries. Can end a kid's high school career, high school season for sure.
That's going to walk it back to the 10. Inside the 10, so at about the 9. So that's going to make it 1st and 21 for the Blue Devils. Again, the quarterback is Matt Sperry. Ryan Kishore, Hayden Mills, the backs. That's Kishore. He won't go anywhere in the backfield. Don't think he even got back to the line of scrimmage.
Donche Hudson on the tackle. I'll tell you, when he gets going, we remember from our first home game here, the home opener against Lakeside Lutheran, he was a force. When he starts playing with a passion, I mean, he just eats up anybody that comes through that middle of the line.
So Grant Schoenenberger will line up wide to the left. Isaiah Shell wide to the right. Again, Sperry calling the signal. 6'1", 190-pound senior for Evansville. Fake handoff, rolls to his right. Good rush by the Spartans.
Boy, they are back at about the 2-3 yard line there, Jen. Great penetration by the McFarland defense.
Keep pushing them back. They're back at the, they're going to mark it at the, we'll call it the 3 yard line. They need to get to the 30, so it's going to be 3rd and 27.
Chuck Moore on that tackle.
Again, you don't want to give up the big play here. Again, Schoenenberger to the left, Shell to the right.
Sperry trying to even get Shore over on the right side of him.
From his own end zone. Quarterback draw. Gets it out over the 5 to the 6. Going to be well short of the first down. And the Blue Devils will be kicking away from their own end zone. So nice defensive stand by the Spartans. Again, a 10-yard, 11-yard penalty for Evansville, and then negative yardage after that. So Ryan Kishore is going to be kicking away from his end zone.
I think we're going to be mentioning his name just a little bit tonight. Huh,
He'll be one of those
John,
kids on the field probably the whole night.
Yep, he's not going to get a break.
Kick on the way. Boy, going to angle out of bounds. Herbst is going to pick it up. Cuts back field. Cuts it up. Down he goes. But great field position. He'll be at the 33-yard line where the Spartans will put it in play 1st and 10. So again, Chad Herbst doing the kicking, the punting, wide out, doing a little bit of everything.
Does a little bit of everything, yep, and that's why he was a big miss last week at Parkview down there. Like I said, they ran, tried 2-point conversion for everyone. They were 4 out of 5 until finally Mr. Dean Dockin came in to boot the last extra point through, which was good. But Herbst's very valuable to this team.
Out of the eye behind Richter, 1st and 10 for the Spartans at the 34. Straight drop. He's got Herbst open at the 30. Inside, rolls forward to the 28. Tackle there by number 40, Hayden Mills. So again, Chad Herbst, the go-to man here.
Yep.
For the Spartans, give him a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Single back this time will be Don Shea Hudson. 84 lining up wide to the right is Andy Hout. Hudson cuts it back up inside the 25, still going inside the 20 and pulled down at the 18. Gain of 10 for Don Shea Hudson, and that will move the sticks. 1st and 10 Spartans from the Evansville 18.
Yep, his 4th carry for 22 yards. So good start for Don Shea.
Got to get some points on the board here on this possession. Again, Spartans' 2nd possession of the 1st quarter, 4:45 to go in quarter number 1. Again, single back, 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Richter Hudson straight
Right
ahead,
up the
still
gut.
going. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Kicks it up into the end zone. Dache Hudson, 18 yards. Inside, outside, Dache Hudson, 18 yards, 4:31 to go in the first quarter. Spartans are on the board.
Yeah, that was a great. He threw a couple of moves in there on guys, and I think the last man standing there at about the 1 yard line didn't want to have a whole lot to do with stopping Dache on the 1 as he saw the train coming at him there, and he kind of made
Kind of the old Matador play there, wave that.
Made a little attempt there to kind of get in the way, but Dache knew he had 6 there as soon as he got to that point.
Extra point on the way. Richter will hold. Chad Herbst kick, ball place, plenty of leg. Over the student section and good.
Yep, and you can see how important it is to have your kicker back.
4:31 to go in the first quarter from Lloyd Schneider Stadium. Your McFarland Spartans on top 7-0 thanks to an 18-yard touchdown run by junior Dache Hudson.
Yep. Let me just give a little shout out right now too to I like mentioning a lot of names as we can here for all kinds of people. How about the football staff here for Coach Ackley? Varsity assistant coaches Chris Dirk, Eric Johnson, Ryan Rothwell, Pete Willickett, and Mike Friedel. Again, that legacy, that man who's been around forever, the volunteer. JV coaches Doug Peterson, Brian Hellebrand, Nick Radney. Freshman coaches Dan Rottinger, Peter Shaw, Travis Ray, Lee Ackley, the father of Coach Paul. Statistician Chad Paley, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate Chad Paley because he's the one that feeds me the stats that I in turn then feed you at home. So thanks a lot again, Chad, for that.
So Herbst will tee it up. Isaiah Shell and Jonte Pegues deep for the Blue Devils. Shell is 24. Pegues is 11.
Always important to get off to that quick start, John, I think, especially at home here. And it gets the other team even a little more on the defensive.
Here's the kick. Drilled, going to go to Pegues inside the 5. Cuts across the field, running laterally out over the 10. And a ball's almost stripped out as he's thrown down back near the 10-yard line.
Mason Splinter got in there. I saw him putting a lot of pressure on that ball.
Boy, I could see that ball rolling back into the end zone.
Splinter, Evan Allsmo, I'll tell you, there was a whole horde of Spartans that converged on Pegues there.
So 12-yard line for Evansville, something they're used to here now is not good field position.
Another big, boy, this would be a great defensive stand here again for the Spartans. Force the Blue Devils to punt from deep in their own territory again here if we can get a good defensive stand.
So Sperry going to air it out. Got a receiver open. That's Isaiah Shell. Breaks a tackle. He's going to be down the sidelines. Nobody's going to catch Isaiah Shell. He's going to go the distance. 88 yards.
Wow.
On the pass. And we talked about Shell, the big play man for the Blue Devils, and they strike quickly. 13-second possession, or less than that. So Isaiah Shell, Sperry to Shell for 88 yards. The Blue Devils are on the board, 7-6. Again, went for the ball on that play and a missed tackle, and that was it for Shell. Nobody was going to catch him.
I'll tell you, that was really a great pass by Sperry. He fitted in between the linebacker and the defensive back. Great pass, Shell caught, turned, one little move on the defensive back.
And Engelman's kick is good. So Toby Engelman ties this game at 7.
Wow. John, I hardly even had a chance to look back at my stat sheet here, and Shell was away he went. Representing the community of Albany.
Albany, a good athlete, and three-year starter, will be a 4-year starter in basketball there. And again, you get co-ops and you get the smaller town. If you can get their best athletes, it's going to benefit you, especially in those skill positions. And
sure.
Certainly helping Evansville here. Of course, Albany was with Evansville for many years and then went up with Belleville. And then now back with Evansville. Again, just a short drive up Highway 59.
24 seconds, John. That's how long McFarland had the lead in tonight's ball game. So very important.
Told you before we went on the air, this is going to be an exciting game tonight. And
Hope that all you people that are sitting at home, enjoy the telecast here. We love having you listen to our telecast.
Well, come on out.
We would love to have you out here. And again, so I think it's very important as you get to hear these names and see these kids and that, and those of you at home or whatever, see them in the store, see them somewhere in the community or something, make a mention to them that you saw them on TV or at the game and that you appreciate their efforts. That means a lot to these kids.
Engelman, line drive kick, going to go to Werwinski, fakes the handoff, running laterally over the 15, 20, gets out to the 23, and down he goes, where the Spartans will put it in play, 1st and 10, with 4:02 to go here in the first quarter. So again, the offense didn't get a lot of rest there.
Nope.
They were one-play drive for the Blue Devils. And again, after faltering on their first possession, Evansville comes back with vengeance.
Yep, and here I was emphasizing the importance of a defensive stand and making them punt again from deep in their territory. And I guess they answered my challenge there by going 88 in one play. So come on, Spartans, time to just gather yourselves and go back to your game plan.
Pitch out to Hudson, gets around the right side over the 25, cuts it up over the 30, down to the 31.
Yeah, he's just pushing guys out of the way as they come around. They don't want to have much to do with
What I've
him.
noticed about Donche now, he's not, when he's not running as fast as he can. He's kind of waiting for his blockers and picking and choosing where he's going.
I
And
agree.
that allowed that play to pick up 7 yards.
5 carries, 29 yards, about 6 yards per carry. If he keeps that up, you can just keep giving him the ball and have him keep pounding it. I'll tell you, Evansville kids will get worn down trying to bring him down.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Richter drops back, looking. Got a receiver open. That's going to be interference. No. Well,
John, I think that was
thought
pretty
John
good
Tay
defense.
Pegues had an arm on the receiver, and that was 88, Tyler Fisher. I guess not.
I guess not.
So the incomplete pass makes it 3rd down and 7, stops the clock with 3:18 to go here in the first quarter. Again, 7-7, Spartans Blue Devils.
I'm going to throw out a wild card and say that I'll bet Donche Hudson's going to be carrying the mail on this one.
So is Evansville. Hudson works his way.
Needs to go forward.
Still
fall
tries
forward.
to pull forward. He's going to be short.
Yep, I think you're right, John. About a half
And
yard.
Jonte Pegues up there to make the stop, among others. It's going to be short, but it looks like it may be a measurement.
Yep.
So it looks like they might have given him a favorable marking.
I think that's very favorable from our viewpoint here. And
From
then-
here, it looks short.
And we'll have to see if it's really short, whether Coach Ackley might just roll the dice here and say, hey, I think we got the line doing the job and Donche behind it. I think we can pick up the short distance to go.
Well, look at this. I think he's got it. He's got it. Not by much.
I guess we don't need to worry about any decisions being made.
By the stripe of the ball. See,
Yep.
I'm 0 for 2 up here now with questions. I don't know why we guess. You might as well just guess opposite.
That's right.
because 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Williamson and Hudson behind Richter. Herbst lines up to the right. Richter, trouble in the backfield. Down he goes.
Ran into Hudson in the backfield. Hudson was trying to block for him. He got pushed back into him as Richter was about ready to release the throw.
Dustin Bugstead on the stop. Dustin listed at 6'4", 275.
That's
Might be
a little
Might
size.
be a little generous on those heights and weights for the Blue Devils, but
Well, I can tell you, John, most high schools are. I can remember when my son, who was a little over 5'7", was playing basketball at McFarland, listed at a big 5'9". So they can exaggerate him a little bit.
that was a loss of 6, so 2nd down and 16. Draw play, Hudson.
Nice call.
Eludes one tackle, but down he'll go over the 30-yard line.
Yep, Kishore wasn't fooled. He stayed at home in the middle. And
So he doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage, so 3rd down and 12. We're under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter, tied at 7.
7 carries for 36 yards for Don Shea. Like I said, one of my keys to the game was Evansville-Albany wanting to force Richter to have to put the ball in the air rather than just continually having this ground game. But as we noticed, Josh Stolen has not come back into the game, John, so maybe there's another health issue we talked about. Oh, naked boot.
Nice play. We've seen this before.
Yes,
He's going to have to get the angle here. Spins over the 40, maybe to the 40, and that's all. It's going to be short by 4. So a nice play, going to pick up 8, but it's going to be short of the first down. And going to guess likely a punting situation.
Yep, Richter coming out and Herbst going in. It's too bad we saw that quite a bit in the Lakeside Lutheran game, and he used that very successfully in that, Richter.
So the Spartans will kick it away again. Back deep for Evansville, Jonte Pegues and Isaiah Shell. Probably want to keep the ball away from Shell. Shell lining up on the right, Pegues on the left. Good snap. Going to go to Pegues at the 23, straight ahead to the 30. Down he goes, running straight up and down at the 33 is Pegues. Good coverage by the Spartans.
Tackle made by, I believe, Luke Perkel on that.
And Perkel, one of those key linemen for the Spartans.
Yep.
And one of the few seniors. Again, very young McFarland team. So the Blue Devils up to the line of scrimmage. Should be one play remaining here in the first quarter. Schoenenberger to the left, Shell to the right. See if Sperry goes back to the air. This time Shell comes in motion. On the reverse, Isaiah Shell.
Oh, flag.
Into Spartan territory. Cuts it back upfield, still going. Down the sidelines he goes. 10-5, touchdown Isaiah Shell.
But it's coming back.
But it's going to come back.
There was a hold.
Penalty marker way back here inside the 35-yard line.
Holding on the left end. Boy, I'll tell you, Shell is going to be a real thorn in the Spartans' side tonight. He sees the field well. He's got good speed.
Coming out of a high school of 104
Yep.
in Albany. You know, an outstanding basketball player.
Yep. And actually, so far this year, he has only had a total of, he averages 39 yards per game receiving.
So when you talk about a negative situation for Evansville, that would have been a 67-yard touchdown run. Instead, the ball is back now at the Evansville 22-yard line.
Right. Those are 2 big 15-yard penalties against Evansville so far tonight.
This should be the last play of the quarter.
Let's see, John. Remember, you're 0 for 3 now in predictions.
Hayden Mills straight ahead, stopped at the line, gang tackled by the Spartans. As the clock winds down, and 1 quarter in the books here from Lloyd Schneider Stadium on Friday night, September 13, 2013. After 1, McFarland 7, Evansville 7.
Yep, and let's just do a little scoring recap. In that first quarter, at 4 minutes and 31 seconds left of the first quarter, Don Shea Hudson, a big 18-yard run. Chad Herbst the extra point, give McFarland the 7-0 lead. Then just 23 seconds later, at 4:08 of the first quarter, Isaiah Shell took it 88 yards on a pass from Matt Sperry. Edelman with the kick, tying the score at 7-7. And I go along with you, John. We are going to have a close ball game here tonight, and going to be very entertaining for the fans here. So I think everybody from both sides is going to be able to enjoy. We had a beautiful night and a beautiful ball game here. So, and there is the Spartan mascot.
Tell you what, Larry's
right
a natural down on that camera.
Yeah, we're doing a nice job. We're getting some nice shots from down on the field tonight from Dr. Larry Seidel and the rest of our staff here. Again, this is an Andrew Day production again here tonight. And, boy, we just have a lot of fun here with high school kids.
His beard gets a little longer every time here. By basketball season, it'll be down to his waist.
Yep. Well, he said he's going to keep the beard as long as the Spartans keep winning, and once they lose, he's going to shave it off.
We heard it here. He says no. Kishore off the left side over the 25 to the 27. Going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Blue Devils. Again, Evansville comes into tonight's game 1-2. Spartans 2-1. In time for the big play here for Evansville.
Kishore is only his 3rd carry for 12 yards tonight.
Keep your eye on 24, Shell. This time Shell and Schanenberger will both line up to the right. The backs will flank Sperry. Sperry looking, big rush. Splinter's got him in the backfield. Down he goes inside the 15-yard line. Good coverage by the Spartans, but a great rush. So Mason Splinter
and Williamson in on the assist there also. That was good. So here we go. Got Evansville pinned back kind of deep. Spartans should come out with very good field position.
10 men up, 1 back is Chad Herbst.
Just make sure you don't make a mistake here and get a penalty. Should wind up with great field
Low
position.
snap. Sperry kicks it straight
and there's
up
the
the
penalty
middle,
flag.
and the ball goes right out of bounds.
Now, question is, roughing the kicker or running into the kicker? Let's see what they call. You know, and just as soon, did I jinx them, John, by making that statement?
Well, again, it was a low snap.
Let's see what the call is going to be.
Coach Ackley says, did he get pushed into him?
It was personal foul, roughing the kicker.
Well, we'll question it because we can. So penalties have hurt Evansville, took away the touchdown.
And
now the Spartans would have had great field position. Not only do they lose that, but they give the ball back to the Blue Devils. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line.
Yep.
And let's see if Sperry goes for the home run here on 1st down.
It's the way a lot of teams do it, don't they, John? But I don't know if they have the capability.
He's under center this time. So 1st and 10. Sperry barks the signals. Rolls out to his right. Got some running room over the 30, 35, 40, 45, midfield. Still going. Nice tackle in the open field by number 30, Jacob Maurer, who saves a touchdown.
Threw a little different wrinkle there at the Spartans on that one. They optioned the ball to the right. And he had no intent of pitching that. That was Sperry, go.
So again, good athletes on this Blue Devil team.
Yep.
And they're making the most out of the athletes they have. They've got good size up front.
You got to wonder, too, though, John, with Isaiah Sperry and Shell going both ways. Got to get a little tired as the game goes along.
So 1st and 10, Evansville. Hayden Mills. Down he goes. Williamson on the stop for the Spartans. Mills a gain of a couple.
His 3rd carry for only 5 yards so far.
2nd down and 8 for the Blue Devils. 9:50 to go here in the first half.
Boy, that was a big penalty against the Spartans right there, John, because they would have had the ball in Blue Devil territory. And now,
again, we've had some big penalties again, taking away a touchdown and
both sides
giving the Blue Devils back the ball. So Schanenberger will line up wide left, Shell wide to the right. Under center again is Sperry. Handoff, Kishore, left side, Mason Splinter's got him. Kishore back to the line of scrimmage. See where they mark it.
Maurer, Splinter, and probably 2 or 3 others were in on that tackle.
So Jake Maurer, a nice defensive set for him. Now it's 3rd down and 8 for the Blue Devils. 8:55 to go in the first half. Up to the line of scrimmage comes Evansville. Again, this time Sperry out of the shotgun. Schanenberger to the left, Shell to the right. Calls the signals. Looking. Schoenenberger was open, but he threw behind him. Incomplete. Michael Beam on the coverage for the Spartans. And it's 4th down and 8. Part of me is thinking Evansville would go for it, but they're going to kick it, try to pin the Spartans deep in their own territory. Chad Herbst will be headed back to field this kick.
However, be aware, John.
This
be aware
potential
of the
kick, we
fake.
should say.
Yep.
That is Kishore back right at midfield.
27, Jake Schlangen, the up man. Nope, they're going to
Straight up, just pops it up. Herbst has got it, and down he goes right at the 15-yard line. So a nice job defensively by the Blue Devils.
Yep.
Again, the key is for Chad just to catch that ball. He does a great job of doing that.
Josh Chenoweth, along with Isaiah Schell, 2 men bringing down Chad Herbst. It was good he looked that right into his hands, because I'll tell you, they were in his face, John.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans from their own 15-yard line. Colton Richter with Williamson and Hudson behind him. 1st and 10 Spartans. Handoff, Hudson bowls his way forward. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, not much more. I don't think that down marker is going to move at all.
Nope.
So no gain, 2nd down and 10 for your McFarland Spartans. Again, we're tied at 7.
Tackle that time by Josh Chenoweth, a 6 foot 1 inch, 215-pound senior for Evansville Albany. 8 carries for 36 yards for Don Shea Hudson so far.
Richter, straight drop. Got a receiver open, in and out of his hands. That was number 84, Andy Hout. Andy, a 6'3", 185-pound junior. Got a touchdown last week against Parkview. Andy was thinking about where he was going to go after he caught it, and sometimes that's just enough to take your concentration away, and that's what happened. So the incomplete pass makes it 3rd down and 10. It's a big play for the Spartans, because either if you get a 1st down, you keep possession. If not, you're going to give possession to Evansville, and they're going to have pretty good field position.
Again, as long as they avoid the running into the kicker, roughing the kicker penalty.
Here's Richter rolling out. Big rush. Down he goes. That's Kishore. Drops him inside the 5-yard line.
Boy, and I'll tell you, he was pretty close to having that hand up around the face mask of Colton Richter, but official was right there, so didn't see it.
Punt team comes out. Ball at the 5, so Chad Herbst is going to be kicking from the back of the end zone. And I see we've got a different return man now for Evansville. Number 44, Nick Cornwell, is back with Jonte Pegues. So Herbst will be kicking about 2 yards off the end line. Pegues and Cornwell quick at the 50. Well, something happened there. The ball didn't snap.
Yeah, procedure.
Now Chad will be back on that end line.
And you know, with his kind of rugby type style kicking too, where he likes to take a couple steps to his right before he kicks it, that just adds more time that the rush can penetrate. So
Spartans not helping themselves here at all.
You have to make sure he gets a good snap and a good quick kickoff here.
So from the end line now, Pegues and Cornwell will move up to the Spartan 40. High snap. Herbst gets it off. This ball is going to hit in front of Cornwell, and it's going to be downed inside the 30-yard line. Yeah. So Evansville Albany now will get the ball 1st and 10 from the McFarland 29. So great field position for the Blue Devils with 6:59 to go in the first half. Inside the Spartan 30-yard line.
Hey, as I saw that ball being thrown out there, our ball boys tonight are Max Hansen and Jake Wedvik, being handed the balls by Mr. Mike Friedel, our ball boy volunteer.
Single back, Shell goes in motion. Second back through is Kishore. A lot of room down to the 20.
Penalty flag.
Penalty marker. Somebody was not set.
Yep.
So 5-yard penalty will negate the 9-yard run by Kishore.
Their third penalty for 35 total yards so far. I'll tell you, John, all these penalties just have been killers to drives or killers to touchdowns. And
Well, in the fourth week of the season,
Yep.
it's an awful lot of penalties.
yes, it is.
And some big ones. Again, big one for the Spartans
Yep.
on the roughing the kicker, and a big one for Evansville taking away the touchdown earlier this quarter. So 6:40, time on the clock, 1st and 15 now for the Blue Devils. Sperry, quarterback draw. Couple of missed tackles, still going inside the 20-yard line. Down he goes at the 18, going to be very close to the first down. It's a nice job on the quarterback draw. Sperry loses his shoe.
Got a 16-yard gain. He's run the ball 3 times for 47 yards now, Sperry. It's nice when you got a quarterback, John, that can not only put the ball up in the air, but is as mobile as Sperry is.
Again, good athletes on this Evansville-Albany team.
Yeah.
Matt Sperry, 6'1", 190 and a senior. Kishore, 6'1", 180 and a senior. So again, a strong senior class
Right.
for the Blue Devils.
Playing
And
against
again,
our younger Spartans.
some good athletes, and Evansville with good size. So that Spartan line digging in the trenches now. This is where it's going to be won or lost.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line, 6:05 to go here in the first half. Kishore, the lone back behind Sperry. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Mills comes in motion. And a penalty. Delay of game.
Delay of game.
Wow. You don't have that clock in the end zone to kind of signal them on that at all. But so again, a 5-yard walk-off.
You know, it is up to the official's job. When it gets down to 5 seconds, he needs to start counting down visibly with a hand signal so the quarterback can see that.
Didn't see it.
I did not see that time either, but they're supposed to. That's kind of the indicator.
Keep your eye on Shell now, trying to set up a one-on-one situation on the left side. Sperry calls the signals, looking back.
Oh, there's a hold.
And there's the one-on-one situation on the left side.
Oh, there was a
Touchdown.
hold, right?
You could see that one coming from here as the other receiver on the left moved to the right side, leaving Shell.
66, Charlie Moore was, the guy just grabbed his jersey and continued to hold onto the jersey as he ran past him, advancing to the quarterback.
So Sperry to Shell again, this time for 23 yards, and the Blue Devils now lead 13-7 with 5:28 to go.
Wow, I don't
No
wanna,
secret there what the Blue Devils were trying to do.
No.
Here's the snap. Kick is on the way by Tony Engenman, and it's good, and it's 14-7 now, Evansville, Albany.
We hate to officiate from up here, but boy, that was about as obvious as they come, and it happened. The official sat right there and watched it. So, whatever. I guess if we lose our license, maybe there'll be somebody else in the booth for the next game or something. If keep commenting on it, so I guess we'll just let it go.
And you said our officiating crew is from where tonight?
From the Milwaukee area.
Wow.
Most of them from the Waukesha area.
Venturing out of the Waukesha County area to come
down here.
come here tonight. That's
Yep.
good. That's
Yep. Well, we're down here a special night, Parents' Night tonight. Good crowd as we see on the camera there. Good
Let
crowd.
us
It looks
see
like,
if the Spartans have an answer, though.
Yep, it looked like a blackout night tonight down in the student section. All standing, having some fun, but let's hope the Spartans here can give the students something to holler about here. How about a nice long return here?
Engenman's going to tee it up for Evansville,
Yep.
Albany.
We have Alsmo and Herbst back deep. Boy, what a beautiful night, John. This is just wonderful.
Hopefully we've got an answer.
Yep.
Well, this is going to be a short pop-up.
Herbst.
Herbst is going to reverse field. Watch out. And it's a reverse
Oh,
handoff to
oh.
Werwinski. And he'll go down at the 26-yard line. Didn't fool the Blue Devils. Part of the problem on that play is it took so long to develop.
Right, and it was such a short kick that it was hard to get the reverse motion going.
And laterally, go 20 yards laterally one direction, come back 20 yards laterally the other direction.
Right.
Well, the ball's at the 26-yard line. That's where the Spartans will put it in play, 1st and 10. 5:20 to go here in the first half. Evansville Albany just scored, so it's 14-7 Blue Devils. Timeout, McFarland. My guess, too many men on the field.
That's what it looked like.
4th week of the season, can't be doing that, guys.
Yep, number 33, Jacob Williamson, quick getting off the field. Yeah, that was much to the chagrin of Coach Ackley right there. Because again, I said last week, 9 penalties. We're at 3 right now. I'm sorry, that was not a penalty, but just a timeout having to be spent, so they didn't get penalized.
Our second of
for having too many
3,
on the
so
field.
1 remaining.
Yep.
Evansville playing the clock well here, hoping to stop McFarland, get the ball back for another possession with 3 timeouts to go. They're going to be in good shape. Spartans got to keep the ball on offense here for a little while, though. They can't just turn it right back to Evansville, because that's, again, Evansville with some great athletes.
I'm hoping maybe
Tell me they're not going to set up Isaiah Shell again for a
You're
one-on-one
right there.
situation.
Hoping maybe at halftime to get an injury update on Josh Stolen, because he was a big part of last week's game, rushing, and we have not seen a return of Josh since we mentioned health concerns for all these kids as being a key. We'll try to find out.
Here's Hudson, straight ahead, over the 30, down to the 33, or out to the 33-yard line. Gain of 7 or 8. Going to bring up 2nd down. Well, they're going to call that gain of, that's more than 5. We'll call it 2nd down and 4. Give him 6.
Yep.
Under 5 minutes to go in the first half.
I think the Spartans would like to have a nice ball control drive down and ram it in here within the last minute and tie her up at 14 at halftime. That would be ideal.
Oh, nice
naked
play
boot,
by
get a
Colton
good
Richter.
block.
If he gets a block here, and he fumbles it, but it goes right to a Spartan.
It went right to Andy
And that's
Hout.
Andy Hout.
Yep, Andy Hout. Johnny
Richter
on the
was
spot.
drilled and is up slowly, and now this is a major issue for the Spartans. If Colton needs to come back, he got drilled, and again, credit the Spartans. That's a gutsy call, but when you don't have a lot of depth at quarterback, you're hanging your quarterback out there to dry all by himself out there. And Richter took a shot.
Yep. But thank you, Andy Hout, for being Johnny on the spot right there to help him out.
1st and 10, Spartans, ball at their 47-yard line. Pitch out, Hudson tries to get outside. Good pursuit by the Blue Devils. He'll get out just shy of midfield for a gain of a couple of yards as we near the 4-minute mark here in the first half.
Yeah, I think on that one, Donche would have been better to he kind of got it going around the end to just continue, because as soon as he stutter stepped there and tried to cut her back up the middle, that's when the pursuit caught up with him and they gang tackled him right there.
So 2nd and 8 for the Spartans. Ball just inside Spartan territory. Out of the shotgun this time. That's
Direct
Chad
snap.
Herbst out of the Wildcat. Gets a 1st down, penalty marker down.
They're looking right at Charlie Moore. He turned around and looked back at the official, so my guess is going to be.
Well, he gets held the other way, so
Yep.
I suppose he's going to say, why not this way? And the official's looking right at it.
Yep.
So negating the 1st down by Herbst. Nice job on the kind of the Wildcat there. It's going to move the ball back to the 35-yard line of McFarland. Clock is stopped with 3:34 to go in the first half.
3 15-yard penalties tonight against the Spartans. There again, that was a 1st down killer on that penalty, John.
Took away a nice run
Yep.
by Herbst.
Yes, it did.
Richter under center. Drops back, got a receiver. Going to be intercepted by Kishore. They're just back fielding that one. Kishore looks over his shoulder, and there's the ball. And the interception gives it back to Evansville. And again, as I was saying about a minute ago, Evansville playing the clock well here. 3:20 to go in the half. They have all 3 timeouts remaining and a 14-7 lead. They've been a big play offense so far with an 88-yard touchdown pass and a 23-yard touchdown pass.
Coach Ackley, I see him doing some instruction down there. It's a little bit of a heated instruction with Chad Herbst. Herbst just ran straight down the middle, and he was telling him he needed to cut out a little more to the sideline, run that route a little bit differently than what Richter.
Here's Sperry, got a receiver incomplete, and that's that big sophomore, Kyle Rutkowski, 6'4", 185. And again, you got a receiver at 6'4" with smaller defensive backs.
Yep.
Creates a nightmare for the Spartans, but again, overthrown, incomplete. Clock stopped, 3:16.
I think we might be calling Kyle Rutkowski's name when we get to basketball, John.
Yeah, not sure.
I think we might be mentioning that name at that size, 6'4".
Mills comes in motion. Handoff, that's Kishore. Nice job defensively by the Spartans. Halverson in there on the stop.
Halverson and Jacob Green also, a 6'2", 180-pound sophomore.
Yeah, Jacob Green. Again, a lot of young players out here for the
Yes, they
Spartans.
do.
I believe that was Preston Brandt.
Preston Brandt, a 6', 210-pound junior coming off. A lot of youth in this Spartan team, gaining valuable experience this year.
Gain of a yard, 3rd down and 7 for Evansville. 2:40 to go in the first half. Schoenenberger and Shell to the right. 2 to the left. Single back behind Sperry is Kishore. Mills comes in motion. Kishore rolls out to his left, looking. He's got Rutkowski overthrown. Michael Beam on the coverage. Rutkowski had him by a couple of steps.
Yep. Tough assignment for Michael Beam. Guarding a guy.
Yeah, we saw that against Lakeside Lutheran with the 6'7"
Yep.
receiver. Now Michael again there on the coverage. So
Yeah, Michael.
Sperry overthrows.
Michael Beam standing a whole 5 foot 10 inches tall and weighing a big 145, John.
And we didn't even see a penalty marker.
Nope.
And there was. And it's declined. And it's 4th down and 7 for Evansville.
Okay, Spartans
They're lining
get
up
one more
in
shot
punt
here.
formation. And they're going to kick it away.
Oh, was that a bad
Low
punt?
kick. Somebody might have got a hand on that.
Oh, Kishore's got his hands on his helmet just going,
Tell you if
"My
you're scouting
goodness."
Evansville, you want to put everybody right up the middle because the kicker kind of takes a step or two towards the line of scrimmage when he kicks it.
Yeah.
So 2:24 to go in the half. Spartans trailing 14-7.
I tell you, John, that was about a 28-yard punt. That's not what Coach
ball's
Grosstein
at
had in
the-
mind.
Ball's at the Spartan 33.
Yep. There's
So
time.
again, what you don't want to do here is turn it over.
Nope, there's 2:24. Time for the Spartans here to still get that tying score for halftime.
Hudson, left side, cuts it upfield, out over the 40 to the 41. Gain of 7.
11 carries for 53 yards for Donche.
Nearing the 2-minute mark, Spartans don't appear to be in any hurry. They do have a timeout. That doesn't do you a whole lot of good at halftime.
Oh.
So 2nd down and 3 for the Spartans. Again, Werwinski and Herbst will line up to the left. Hudson cuts it up, going to get the 1st down, but again, penalty markers on the field again.
Starting to see a little too much laundry here, John.
Well, I guess if you're going to come all the way over from the Milwaukee area, you might as well throw
Be
the
noticed.
flag a little bit.
Be noticed. No indication yet.
And it will be a hold.
Holding on, looked like Luke Perkle throwing up his arms on that one.
10 yards from the spot, so again, the ball back at the 30-yard line. So 2nd down and 14 for the Spartans. 1:41 time on the clock.
Just be
See
careful.
if Evansville will stop the clock after this play.
Yep, just be careful. No turnover.
Here's Richter forced out of the pocket. Is it incomplete? It is an incomplete pass.
Just got that arm moving forward enough for it to be a pass.
So clock stopped with 1:29.
Colton Richter only 3 for 9 so far in the passing.
And again,
Stats for
credit
tonight.
Evansville. They
Put
put a pretty
pressure.
good rush on him.
Yes, they are. And that line that Coach Ackley praised from last week is struggling a little bit, but I think you said it, John, with the size.
Yeah,
The
Evansville's got some
here.
size
Yep.
up front.
78, 79.
Farm kids.
Rippier,
probably. It's
305. Meehan, 265. Those are the two boys on the
Huge.
right side of the line.
Here's Richter. Looking. Got Chad Herbst open. He's got it. Kashore's got him. Down he goes inside the 30 to the 28. So Chad Herbst one-ups Kashore.
It was about a 44-yard completion.
Perfectly thrown ball
Yep.
by Colton Richter. Now the Spartans, clock is moving
Yep.
with 1:15 to go. One timeout remaining. Two to
Use
the
it
right, one to the
wisely.
left. Pitch out. Hudson cuts it back up. Got some running room down inside the 25 near the 20. 1 minute. They are already in range for Chad Herbst if a field goal is what they must settle for.
Yeah.
And just don't want to make a mistake. You don't need a penalty to take you out of this drive. Going to keep it on the ground. Hudson on the left side, inside the 20, down near the 16-yard line. That's going to be good for the first down. And all of a sudden, we're down to 36 seconds. They're telling
Coach Ackley
Colton just
encouraging them to get up to
it before, so that means it's still going to be first down.
Yeah, we still have first down on the scoreboard, so I think that's what happened.
Everybody in the place saw Coach Ackley giving the spike signal. You know, that gives me an idea. Maybe that's
I know
something
where
you
you're going
do.
with that one, John.
You go out there as a coach and you do the old spike, and then all of a sudden the other team's thinking,
Pull.
oh, they're going to do this, and you run a play.
Yep.
Had that in basketball years ago. We were playing over at Lakeside Lutheran.
Here we go, fans.
And it was the end of the game, and everybody in the gym, after Lakeside scored to tie it, everybody in the gym assumed we were going to call a timeout. We didn't. We went right down the court, got a layup, won the game at the buzzer.
Yep. And that's just one of many.
I got an
tales.
idea, though, and I don't coach football, but boy, that's kind of an interesting thing there because
Oh, for sure. It's been done before where they say spike it. Quarterback actually fakes the spiking motion, pulls it up, hits a kid on a fly pattern going, and away they go. I have seen that.
the ball's at the 16. Richter got a receiver open, Werwinski, and he gets out of bounds,
Out of bounds,
inside the
too.
10-yard line. Pushed out by Hayden Mills. Again, good route by Chase Werwinski, the sophomore, and a nicely thrown ball by Richter. They're going to say the ball is at the 8, second down and 2, 24 seconds time on the clock, as you can see it.
And plenty of time with a timeout, too. It's a big timeout that McFarland has.
Rolls to the right, pass near the end zone, touchdown! I believe that's Chad Herbst. An 8-yard touchdown pass from Colton Richter. A sliding catch. Thought they were going to mark it just shy.
I'm going to say, John, as I was watching the monitor here, it looked like that knee might have been down just short of the goal line. But
What a picture-perfect drive for the Spartans.
Yep.
So Herbst now will try to tie this game up. Good snap, ball placed, kick on the way, plenty of leg, plenty of distance. It's good. 18 seconds to go here in the first half, and we are tied again, this time at 14. Thanks to the 8-yard Colton Richter to Chad Herbst touchdown pass.
That was wonderful.
Great drive by the Spartans. You know, you thought, hey, Evansville's got it. They got a lot of time. They're going to move the ball down the field. We stop them. We get decent possession or position and drive it down. I believe 64-yard drive.
Yep. Yes, it was. Oh, that was wonderful, and what a great way now, as long as nothing happens here on the kickoff, to go into the locker room. You got some newfound momentum after having a couple of setbacks with penalties, et cetera, and that. So I'll put Coach Ackley maybe in a little better mood, too, for addressing the team. And
this is great. Again, we said this would be a great football game, and it is. Now you don't want to give up a return, so you probably are going to squib this one.
Right. Why that was also very important, too, is because Evansville-Albany receives the second half kickoff. So very important that the Spartans got back to even here just before halftime.
And that's what they will do. That ball rolls, picked up at the 25-yard line. Ball carrier goes straight ahead, out over the 35 to the 37. Only took 4 seconds.
What do you think, John?
So 14 seconds.
Kneel down, or maybe
Not
try
if
and get
it's
another
me.
one to Shell.
You've had some big plays here. You got some pretty good receivers and some mismatches size-wise. Okay, now we got guys not matched up with here. Schoenenberger is wide to the right. I believe that's Rutkowski to the left. Shell goes in motion. They're just going to hand it off to Kishore, but he's got some running room. Out over midfield, puts his head down over the 45, fumbled the ball, but it was down. Schoenenberger on the spot. Evan Alsmo wrestling for the ball, but it was marked down right away by the official. And with 8 seconds, Evansville going to call timeout.
Why not? You never know. It's high school football.
Well, you got 3 to
high school
use,
kids.
or 2 to use, so
Yep.
they're down to 1 now.
So potentially we could see 2 more plays. However, I think we're going to see, well, it depends on whether he decides here to throw it to Shell. Okay, here's my coaching, John, if I throw this in. I would let McFarland pour in there. I'd throw a little screen pass, figuring, hey, everybody's going to want to be in a hurry to get to the quarterback.
And we haven't seen that yet from Evansville,
we have
so
not.
that might be something the Blue Devils, of course, Ron Grovestein's been coaching a long time, so that bag of tricks is a pretty good-sized bag.
And I don't want anybody to think that I overheard that from the Evansville coaching booth sitting next door to us here, but
Blue Devils up to the line of scrimmage. Sperry's going to go under center. Kishore, the lone back. Again, receivers 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Shell in the slot to the left. Spartans thinking pass.
Yep, Farrell definitely dropped
back. There's Shell wide open. Chad Herb's going to push him out of bounds, but
with 1 second left.
that's
John.
your home clock there. That clock's got to run out.
You want to say it a little louder so they can hear us
that
next door?
That is an honest man on the clock. That is an honest man.
Boy, I'll tell
First
you,
and
that
10.
is. There was no homer job on that, was there, huh?
Ball's at the 27, so Evansville with
here.
one final play.
That's right. We do things. We have too many men in the huddle. Yep. Too many men in the huddle. You can see him running off, and the flag went up right away.
Who's the guy with the suit pacing on the sidelines here back and forth, Bill?
Do not know.
Maybe we can get a camera shot of him. He's just putting a lot of mileage in. Timeout, Evansville. It's going to be a long 1 second.
Yep. You know, John, let me just quick mention the McFarland High School dance team here, because at halftime you're going to see there's Parents' Night. They'll be introduced. I'm sure the dance team will be out there with a routine. The band is going to be out there. So our McFarland High School dance team has Alexis Ballard, Aaron Curtin, Mallory Emerson, Sabrina Fillmore, Audrey Hamner, Abigail Howell, Emily Inabnet, Anya Keeley, Catherine Comro, Haley Noonan, Catherine Popendick, Joellen Ribble, Kristen Summan, Marissa Staley, Lily Tyler, and Alexis Williams, and they are coached by Ms. Lexi Schradel. Very nice job along with the band and that, so everything's here is a part of helping to entertain you, and no matter what your interests are, here is a little bit of something for everybody tonight. We also want to thank all our ticket takers, supervisors, concession stand workers, everybody that helps make the McFarland experience truly a win-all for everybody that comes to the game. So in addition to all the efforts of the kids on the field, everybody else does a wonderful job here to make this a great experience. So here we go, last play of the first half.
Ball at the 32-yard line for the Blue Devils in Spartan territory. Whistle blows. Spartans take a timeout. Well, it's like a basketball game now as a team comes out and says, hey, they're setting up in this. We'll take a timeout, make adjustments.
All right.
This is going to be the longest 1 second of the season, I guarantee you.
I think you are correct.
I see.
And I'm going to give you a trivia question right here, and I will give you the answer. Some of you listening at home might know the answer to this. What former McFarland football player who played here from 2007 to 2011, he now kicks for Northern Illinois University, the Huskies, and last year he actually kicked off in the Orange Bowl game last New Year's? We will give you the answer after halftime, and I'm sure some of you sitting at home right now already came up with the answer. But for those of you that didn't, or if you have an opportunity to catch a Northern Illinois football game, he's now not only kicking off but also punting for him.
Here we go again. Sperry drops back. Big rush by the Spartans. Still going. He's going to keep the ball. Inside the 25, inside the 20, still going. Finally goes down. Oh, and a penalty marker. And this could be a face mask, and this could continue the half. My goodness.
If that is, that means Evansville Albany is going to get one more play.
And Engelman will step up and chip that one up
inside.
through.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Against the Spartans. Again, our officials earning their money tonight. Now, here's the deal. The ball's going to move down
Kick or
to
go
about
for
the
it.
7-yard line. No
Then
question.
yep.
They're going to kick the ball away. And again, this penalty could kill the Spartans here at the end. What would have been a tie game if that second rolls off the clock. Good snap, ball placed, kick on the way, and it is good. So Engelman drills it, and the field goal is good, and the Spartans, what looked like a 14-14 tie going into the locker room, is a 14-17 deficit. That's right, Evansville Albany with the lead here at halftime, 17 over your Spartans, 14. So again, exciting first half, the longest 1 second you may ever have seen in a high school football game has taken place here tonight. And Evansville takes advantage of all 1 second and winds up getting a field goal out of it to take the lead 17-14. And again, those are the things that can be the difference in the long run.
Yeah, and especially you're talking just the last 1 second, how long that took. We kicked off to them, the Spartans said, with 18 seconds left in the first half, figuring, hey, we're going to go in at halftime. So this all took place in the last 18 seconds. Let me just, before we kind of step back here at halftime and let you just enjoy the dance team as well as Parents' Night and the band and stuff. Scoring summary, again, let me just run through the whole first half here. At 4:31 of the first quarter, Donche Hudson, an 18-yard run. Herbst on the kick, 7-0 McFarland. 23 seconds later, at 4:08 of the first quarter, Isaiah Schell, an 88-yard pass from Matt Sperry. Edelman the kick, 7-7. At 5:28 of the second quarter, Isaiah Schell, a 23-yard pass from Matt Sperry. Edelman the kick, 14-7 Evansville Albany. With 18 seconds left in the first half, Chad Herbst, an 8-yard pass from Colin Richter. Herbst the kick, tied at 14-14, and then with 1 second left on the clock, Edelman, a 19-yard field goal to again make the halftime score Evansville Albany 17, McFarland 14. We will be back with our audio shortly, but sit back, enjoy the dance team, as well as Parents' Night and the band. This is Bill Cather. Halftime. We'll be back with John Wells shortly.
You see assembled before you the ancient and wise powers behind the young men and women who are performing for us tonight. It's now our pleasure to introduce the parents of the senior marching band members, senior football players, and senior dance team members. Parents, please step forward when we call your name. Adam Betts and Claire Erdman, parents of Edward. Gus Fans, you're allowed to clap. Daniel and Renee Burke, parents of Weston. Robert and Jenny DeChambeau, parents of Mackenzie. Rick DeVita and Beth DeVita, parents of Sam. Ed and Mary Donovan, parents of Tony. Pat and Maureen Dorn, parents of Carolyn. Robert and Leanne Glover, parents of Katie. Earl Bluth and Jill Helverson, parents of Connor. Steve and Rhonda Helverson, parents of Hunter. Darwin and Beverly Millette Hummer, parents of Audrey. Rick and Jackie Hammond, parents of Andrew. Patrick and Joan Hare, parents of Jonathan. Shay and Kathleen Hull, parents of Victor. Thomas and Margaret Howell, parents of Abigail. Pat and Sue Hunt and Julie Hunt, parents of Ben. James and Marcia Ritter Jones, parents of Ian. Thomas and Lisa Leibeck, parents of Nathan. Michael and Karen McDonald, parents of Liana. Ken and Rachel Miller, parents of Phoebe. Scott and Sue Orr, parents of Zachary. John and Susan Kaepernick, parents of Katie. Bradley and Susan Paulson, parents of Sydney. David and Deborah Purple, parents of Lucas. Holly Koenig and Dawn Graham, parents of Nasreen. Al and Joe Lundy, parents of Rosie. Julie Smith, mother of Hunter. Jacob and Diane Smith, parents of Megan. David Splinter and Lisa Esser, parents of Mason. John and Maria Stolen, parents of Joshua. Carl Strasberg and Deborah Wolstad, parents of Christopher. Todd and Joanne Westfall, parents of Nicholas. And last, but certainly not least, Kenneth Williams and Jennifer Murray, parents of Alexis. Let's have a big hand for the McFarland senior parents. Thank you, parents, for all you do. We would also like to thank the sponsors for 2013-2014. They are 5100 Restaurant, the Beach House Restaurant, Dentistry by Design, Raymond Jeff DDS, Edward Jones Investments, Joe Muty's office, Farmers Insurance Group, Michael Chandler Agency, Golden Cars, Green Lantern Restaurant, Huntington Learning Center, Tim's Automotive, the Maple Tree, McFarland State Bank, McFarland True Value, Just Ask Rental, Honda's Family Hair Care, Wilson's Bus Service Incorporated, Shelton Signs.
With a 14-14 tie, but Evansville made the most of getting out of bounds with 1 second left on the clock, and had to be at least 3 or 4 plays later they get a field goal thanks to a Spartan penalty.
Yep, crucial penalties again by both teams, as we saw, John, in the first half. And I think maybe what we could say is it is Friday the 13th. And who knows, with that crazy ending to the first half, I'm kind of hanging on to see what might happen in the second half here on Friday the 13th. I was saying we should have some spooky little music or all the superstitions, whatever, that are coming out. But all right, Spartans, let's get her back together here.
Not only does Evansville score on the last possession, last play of the first half, they're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Oh, and hit a player.
Kick. Evansville covers it at the 45, so Spartans mix it up a little bit.
Yep.
Tyler Fisher was there. I don't think Evansville expected that at all.
No, they did not, as a matter of fact, because it kind of hit the kid in the back of the foot as he was turning to retreat to head back down the field and block. So,
well, the flip side of the coin now is you give Evansville pretty good field position to start the second half.
it's okay. Time to challenge the defense here. Step up, Spartans. Big stop here right out of the chute.
Shell to the right, Schaenenberger to the left. Sperry the quarterback, Kishore the back, and Mills. This is Mills. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and another penalty flag.
And another 15-yard hold.
This is unbelievable.
So we have had a total of 6 penalties for 60 yards on the Blue Devils, and McFarland 5 penalties for 75 yards. The Flags are getting a workout here tonight. Just looking back at some first half stats, for Evansville, Kishore had 6 carries for 33 yards. Matt Sperry, 3 carries for 47 yards. And the 2 big pass plays to Isaiah Shell, 88-yard touchdown and a 23-yard touchdown. 2 catches for Shell, 2 touchdowns.
1st and 25 for the Blue Devils. Shell comes in motion. Handoff second back is Kishore. He'll go forward. Picks up 3.
Yep.
Brings up second down, 22.
Yep.
Fun at Lloyd Schneider Stadium tonight. A lot of penalties.
What do we have now? Looks like a little injury to number 72. That is Logan Webb. We've called his name quite a few times. A senior, 6 feet, 235 pounds. He plays tough on both sides of the ball. He's been in the Spartan backfield on defense quite a few times. So taking him off the field. Looks like Evansville has a trainer with them tonight. If not, we have our #1 trainer in the world, Jay Hansen, who's just wonderful in helping with injuries.
Evansville with 17 players over 200 pounds and 1 over 300.
That is good size.
They grow them big.
Yep, for a high school that size.
Shell comes left to right. He'll get the handoff. Nobody sees him.
Uh-oh.
There goes Shell down the sideline. Cuts it back upfield inside the 40. Finally thrown out of bounds. Again, they had a one-on-one blocking situation over here. Evansville easily wins that one. And Isaiah Shell through the air and now on the ground. Mitchell Brooks on the tackle for the Spartans. Mitchell, just a sophomore.
Shell so far 2 carries for 58 yards. No, that was a 36-yarder right there, John.
Shell to the right in the slot. Rutkowski wide to the left. Here goes Mills in motion. Handoff Kishore. Nice tackle. by Don Shea Hudson. Right around the ankles.
Yep.
Blue Devils have not hurt us much up the middle. It's when they get outside and turn on some of that speed.
You would be correct, John. Need some penetration here. Get in that backfield.
So again, Rutkowski lines up over here to the left. Sperry has thrown to him, overthrown him. Sperry rolls out to his
Stay
right,
outside.
Forced out of the pocket, thought about it, gonna run. Gets it out near the 40-yard line, or inside the 40.
Number 30, Jacob Mauer, need to kind of stay outside there and force him back inside. Let him get around the outside, but only a 2-yard gain, so no damage here. Big third down play right here for the Spartans.
3rd and 8 for the Blue Devils. Spartans need to dig in. 3 come to the left. That's Rutkowski, Mills, and Shell. Schaenenberger, the lone receiver, to the right. Rolling out this side. Shell is open. Nobody near him. Inside the 30, inside the 25.
Still
cuts
going.
it back up. Inside the 20.
Still
going. Penalty marker down. Shell.
Still going.
Oh, a highlight film.
Yes,
Spinning,
it was.
spinning, and spinning all the way to the end zone. Penalty marker is down. Why not? We've had them all night. Why
Yes,
not on
they
this
have.
play?
Yep. Again, it's going to bring back an unbelievable top 10 ESPN highlight.
And suddenly, this becomes a game that the officiating crew is controlling.
Yep, becoming very noticeable.
Well, the foul was personal foul against the Spartans, and it's a touchdown. After about 2 minutes to figure out what was going on, Isaiah Shell, a 37-yard touchdown. And the Blue Devils now up 23-14. That's not what we expected to see from the officials. But then again, why would it be what we expect? Ball placed, kick on the way by Engelman is good. So Engelman, 24 for Evansville, Albany, 14 for the Spartans with 9:51 to go here in the third quarter. So again, the penalty was against the Spartans. So Shell's not going to have 2 touchdowns called back tonight.
Right.
But again, just an outstanding individual effort there by Isaiah Shell.
This young kid, I'll tell you what a great game for him this evening. 2 long touchdown passes and now a 37-yard run. He's a one-man wrecking crew, and the fact is, John, that he's playing both ways on both sides of the ball too. So,
and there's
real
an
testament
example
to
of how co-ops, are kind of a good deal for kids
Right.
because Albany has never had football.
104 students in the whole school, and he's
And
getting
never
an
had a
opportunity.
program,
Yep.
and they're able to get
the Comets, right?
Yep, the Comets. They're able to get. There's probably 3-4 kids from Albany making the trip. But again, when they're athletes like Shell, you don't mind adding that 104 to your
No,
enrollment
that's-
total.
As a coach, you are more than happy to welcome a young gentleman like that into your program. So
15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff. I'm going to say Engelman is going to try to drill this one through the uprights.
I think so too, and just let McFarland start from the 20-yard line. We shall see. Let's see, John. You're 0 for 3 so far on your predictions. All right.
Oh, it's going to be returnable. That's Herbst at the 5. Comes to the right, cuts back up the field, gets over the 10, over the 15, going to be shy of the 20-yard line. So
Yep.
smart play by the Blue Devils, just kind of pop that ball up short of the goal line.
Right.
18-yard line will be where the ball is spotted. That's where the Spartans will put it in play, 1st and 10. 9:46 to go in the third quarter. Evansville 24, McFarland 14. And again, Blue Devils score on their first possession of the half.
Yep. Good officiating there. Called together Hunter Halverson and Deegan from Evansville, Albany after that kickoff. There's a few words, and official stepped in and spoke with them, and good officiating.
Here's Hudson. Gets over the 20 to the 22. Good effort, good individual effort by Hudson.
Some of the highlights first half, Donshea Hudson, 13 rushes for 67 yards. Chad Herbst, 3 receptions for 67 yards. And Colin Richter, 5 for 11 in the first half.
Spartans need to get something going offensively. 2nd down and 7. Ball at the 22. Quick pass. Live ball or no? They're going to say no. It's an incomplete pass. So the incomplete pass, 3rd down and 7.
Boy, really important here for the Spartans. They can't go 3 and out and give it back to Evansville Albany here. Need to get some points on the board.
Nearing the 9-minute mark. It's 9:09 to go here in the 3rd quarter. And Bill, you're right. We need to get something going offensively. Because right now the question is if we're able to stop Evansville.
Right.
So single back behind Richter is Hudson. Drop, big rush. Got a receiver open.
Oh.
Tyler Fisher into Evansville Albany territory. Now again, a beautifully thrown ball by Colton Richter, but Tyler Fisher never took his eye off that ball with good coverage by Evansville Albany. Kept his eye on it the whole time. 28-yard gain. Puts the ball out to midfield and 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Big play. Boy, that was a great catch, too. It was a great catch because Big Ace was all over him. So if that ball was not thrown a little bit short, he wouldn't have received it. Good play by Fisher.
Hudson almost dropped the ball in the backfield. Pulls a couple of defenders forward. He'll pick up 2. Ball into Blue Devil territory at the 48-yard line. 2nd down. Well, they're going to call it 49, so 2nd down and 9.
Yep. Excuse me, that was not a big wind breeze that just blew by here. It was called an allergic sneeze by your stat man here. So don't worry, covered the microphone, tried to get it as much as I could, a little audio. So my apologies. Back to you, John.
2nd down and 9. Hudson straight ahead down to the 45. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5 for McFarland.
Donshea having to carry the load tonight. Just got an update. Josh Stolen, injured shoulder on his 2nd carry of the game tonight. So Josh Stolen out tonight with an ice pack on his shoulder, and that means Donshea Hudson is the show in the backfield carrying.
And after Donshea, there's not a lot of kids who've carried the ball this year.
Well, there have not. Williamson, McDonald, and Jensen have all a couple of carries each, and that's about it.
Well, Evansville jumps, no flag.
No flag.
Richter ball batted down at the line of scrimmage. 2 or 3 Blue Devils jumped.
Batted down by number 27, Jake Schlangen. 5'10 senior, 180 pounds for Evansville Albany.
4th down and
Decision
5.
time.
Spartans appear to be content to kick it away. That means Isaiah Shell back deep along with Jonte Pegues.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a very solid Evansville ball club.
Yes, they are for getting pounded 35-0 last week, but Bigfoot's
And
always
lost
a
earlier to
powerhouse.
Broadhead Judah.
Yep.
Herbst thinking about running. We got a hold over here. That's pretty
Albany's
obvious.
going to get the first
Chad's going to
down.
go all the way down the sideline, but Hunter Halverson over here one-on-one with Kishore. No question about this one. It's going to come back. Not going to get away with that one right in front of the official.
Well, however, Evansville Albany got away with an earlier
Yeah,
one
they
on a
did.
touchdown pass. On the 23-yard pass to Isaiah Shell, there was a blatant holding right in front of the official. They missed
Well, look
it.
at this. Well, we had 2 penalties.
We had 2 penalties on that. I'll tell you, Coach Ackley, I think, is going to be a little bit beside himself because he made a point of mentioning in the paper this week about how penalties had just, even in last week's victory, was something that he knew was going to hurt this team coming down the road, and this is a perfect example of it tonight. You have to be more disciplined.
So Herbst now will be inside his 30-yard line. Will kick it away. Nice kick. Goes out of bounds. See where they're going to mark this. They're going to mark it at 28-yard line.
Yep, about a 33-yard punt, and that's about his average, averaging 34 yards.
Unfortunately, that's where the Spartans would have had the ball.
A first down.
But
yep.
holding penalty or not, it would have come back either way.
Yep. Spartans tonight penalized 7 times for 105 yards, John. That is tough.
Ball at the 28-yard line. Blue Devils will put it in play 1st and 10. 7:10 to go here in the third quarter. Sperry the quarterback. Kishore the lone back. Mills goes in motion. Kishore. Off left tackle, straight ahead.
9 carries, 40 yards.
3-yard gain,
Brian
2nd and
Kishore.
7.
Yep. See, I'll bet Evansville Albany probably is maybe not going to be putting this ball in the air right now. As long as they can have success and run some more time off the clock, 10-point margin. Probably like to just ball control and pound it down the field if they can.
Again, lone back is Kishore. Shell comes in motion. Handoff Kishore. Out over the 35, just short of the 40. Going to be very close to a first down. See where they mark it. Just short, so 3rd down and 1 as we near the 6-minute mark here in the third quarter. Well, they're going to measure it, and we're not going to even guess what it's going to be.
Oh, let's have some fun. I'll say they're a little short. John?
I'll say they get it.
Okay. Dan Frank out with the post.
It's going to have to stretch an awful lot, or they're going to have it. No. Bill, you were right.
Yep. Just short on the tough wear marker. Give it back to Dan Frank. Let's see if he hustles off the field. Is that Arlen Halverson on the other stick?
He's usually got the
Yes.
down marker
Does
over
he?
there.
Yep. Yeah, Arlen does have the down marker. Has it appropriately marked as 3rd down and inches.
So the Blue Devils can't assume they don't have a trick play here with 3rd and short.
Nope. I think this is going to be Kishore straight ahead.
Or Sperry, and he'll
straight
get
ahead.
pushed by Kishore.
Yep.
Pushes Sperry ahead probably 3 more yards. First down nonetheless. Ball out over the 40 to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10, Evansville, Albany. And the Blue Devils leading here 24-14 with 6 minutes to go in quarter number 3.
What would Bart Starr and the old Green Bay Packers maybe have done there, John, huh? Faked it and dumped the long pass. Oh, there goes
Here's
Mills.
Mills around right side, still going, cuts it up 45 midfield.
Uh-oh.
Foot race
Uh-oh.
down the midfield. There he goes. Hayden Mills. Oh, nice play. Andy Hout dives, trips him up just shy of the goal line, but that play didn't look like it was going anywhere.
No.
And Mills turns it up for 57 yards to take it all the way down to the 1-yard line.
What a great effort by Andy Hout. How easy would that have been to just kind of give a half an effort and let the kid run all the way? And Hout said, no way, you're not in that end zone yet. And now, Spartans, this is almost a must, isn't it, John?
Yep, 5.5 minutes to go again.
Yeah, a must.
Kishore, penalty marker, why not?
Yeah, why not? Maybe somebody wasn't set.
Going to go against the Blue Devils.
Don't like to see that either. Number 72, Preston Brandt, 6 foot, 210-pound junior running off the field, holding his left or his right arm. And that did not look good. So could be just another injury to this young McFarland team.
Yeah, Spartans getting beat up pretty good out there. And
Yep.
you've got 5 more games after tonight.
Yep.
And I'm going to guess the number of penalties tonight is
Right.
probably equal to what both of these teams have seen in their first 3 games. A lot of penalties. So the ball's at the 7-yard line, so first and goal from there.
Blue Devils in really tight. What do we have here, John?
Timeout Evansville. Either some
There's-
confusion or
yep.
something they didn't like.
Picture of the student blackout tonight.
Great crowd.
Nice crowd tonight. Yep, all standing. You know what? No matter what the score, still come, support the kids, support the team, have some fun with your classmates. A little bonding, a little school unity, huh, John? Hey, John.
Jared Green, world
Yep,
record
there we
holder
go,
out there,
world
number
record holder.
45.
Yep. John, I'm going to answer a trivia question that I asked earlier. What former McFarland football player who played all 4 years from 2007 to 2011, he now kicks for Northern Illinois, the Huskies, and played in last year's Orange Bowl. This year, if you watch a Northern Illinois game, as they already have defeated the University of Iowa in their first game, you'll notice he's not only also kicking off, but he's also punting for them. And on a fake punt, had a crucial, 47-yard run that helped Northern Illinois beat Iowa. His name, Tyler Weedle.
And you
Maybe
look
you
at the
remember?
Badgers struggle with their kicking
Badgers
game, and
struggling.
you think,
Yep.
Tyler Weedle.
Yep. And
What did he kick in high school? 54-yard field
I'm
goal,
not
wasn't
sure
it?
what it was, but yep, and I spoke with Tyler. I had a chance to play golf with him here about a month or so ago, and he's doing real well down there. And keeping his head on straight, doing a nice job down at Northern Illinois.
First and goal. That's Kishore back to the line of scrimmage and dropped there. I believe that was number 66 for the Spartans, Charlie Moore.
Yep.
Charlie 6'2", 215, and a junior.
I think it's always interesting when you get these kids that come out of high school and that, and Tyler, Division I scholarship and that, and real important that, like I said, keep their head on straight, understand that it's still just a game in that, and do your best, and tend to your academics. That's number 1, which he's doing also.
Second and goal. Oh, Sperry, nice spin move near the goal line.
And
Gonna
came
be
out, fumble. We don't have a call yet, do we?
Going to be short of the goal line. I don't think anybody was watching the ball there. Third and goal from inside the 1.
No, it didn't appear that anybody was watching the
No.
ball, did it?
Again, we had Sperry stop, but the athletic ability there, nice spin move.
Nice little spin move. You think he's going to sneak it here? He's going to sneak it, and he's going to get pushed into the end zone by Mills and Kishore. Nope,
Gonna
Kishore.
give it to Kishore. He's not going to get it.
Oh, great stand. Great stand.
Fourth and goal, and you're right, Bill. I think we'll see Sperry this time keep it himself and get Kishore
Boy, what
running
a
right
great
behind
stand
him.
in there by the Spartans. Can they do it one more time? Step it up, boys, right here.
So that offensive or defensive line, Charlie Moore,
Dane Mickelson,
Don Shea,
Connor Gluth.
digging in.
Yep, digging in.
Fourth and goal.
Oh,
Penalty. Hey, why not?
Why not?
Ah, yes, another penalty. Again, the officials really taking control of the game tonight.
Yes, they are.
I don't like it.
You know, the sad part of it is, yeah, I don't care what sport it's in. You never want the officials to be noticed, John.
But if
It's about the kids, and you just don't want to have them become the show. The show is the players on the field, whether it's soccer, volleyball.
and everyone's
Whatever.
noticing him, including the guy in the suit walking up and down the
Yep.
sidelines who's here evaluating the officials tonight.
Maybe.
Fourth and goal from the 6. Sperry drops back, looks, got a receiver wide open in the end zone.
Yep.
And who else? Isaiah Shell.
Isaiah Shell.
Nobody even close. So the penalty does not hurt the Blue Devils. And it makes the score with 3:08 to go in the third quarter. Evansville Albany 30. McFarland 14 with the extra point coming. Tell you what, Isaiah Shell putting on a show.
Yeah, this is a highlight film for him.
Ball placed, kick on the way is good.
This
And
is
again, that's Toby Engenman. Makes the score with 3:08 to go in the third quarter. Evansville Albany 31. McFarland 14. Has Shell scored all 4 touchdowns?
Yes, he has, John.
Not only that, he had the 162-yard one called
back on a penalty. Yep. Isaiah Shell, 88-yard pass from Sperry, 23-yard pass from Sperry, 37-yard run, and now a 7-yard pass from Sperry. So, hey, he's got a highlight film right here by himself. If he's looking to be recruited or wants to send a film to somebody, this could be a one-game shot right here where he could show his versatility.
Out of Albany High School, enrollment 104.
Yep.
I get around to see a lot of those small schools, and there are some very good athletes.
Yes, there are. Well, look at Jared Aberderis at Wisconsin.
Watona.
Yep. Small school. What about Jimmy Leonard? Been in and out of the pros. Yep.
The
You got them all
Flambeau
over the
Falcons.
place.
So again, you might not have the numbers, but there's good athletes. And again, the co-op allows those kids from Albany to come up and play, just like the kids at Judah go over to Broadhead.
Yep.
Or Barneveld kids go to Mount Horeb.
Big game tonight for them,
kick.
too. Mount Horeb, Barneveld.
Herbst has it straight up the field.
Played
Got some running room out over the 30 to the 35-yard line. Good return by Chad Herbst. Spartans will put it in play, 1st and 10.
Hey, John, I'm going to interrupt you just for a second here because I just got off the phone with some update on some scores in the area. We have a score 7-3 with 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter and 14-0 at halftime. That's just a stupid little thing that Dan Sweefel over at Monona Grove always does at halftime over the public address system. And, of course, everybody's sitting there going, well, who's playing and blah, blah, blah. He does it just for fun. So,
Kind of running that Wildcat. Chad Herbst goes down in the backfield for a loss.
Yep, 73. David Deegan, 205-pound, 6-foot junior for Evansville, Albany.
And Colton Richter back out. 2:40 to go. 31-14. It was 14-14.
With 18 seconds left in the first half. Yep, what a turnaround. Oh, Wildcat, Herbst.
Got some running room.
Oops.
Out just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Going to be just short of the first down. Chad gets up a little slowly. Going to bring up 3rd down and 1. Hunter Halverson coming in on offense. Don't see that too often.
Nope.
Once again, you don't have a lot of bodies to put in and out.
Nope, we are struggling a little bit here with the little injury bug is kind of hitting McFarland tonight.
Full house backfield. Donche
Good.
out over
Good
the
drive.
45 to the 48. That'll move the sticks. 1st down, McFarland. Again, you got to get a good drive going here, put the ball in the end zone, cut into this lead because, again, Bill, the concern is we're showing we're not able to stop Evansville.
Them. Right. And time, as they say, is starting to become our number one enemy.
But it's a
here.
young man from Albany who scored 4 touchdowns tonight for Evansville. Got to love that co-op down at Evansville, Albany. Here's
there we got a
Donche.
chance.
Cuts it back upfield. Appended by Shell and thrown down.
Now, Shell just picked up 250-pound Donche Hudson and put him down to the ground. Does that show that that young man has a little strength?
First down.
Wow. I don't
Again,
think
when you leave your feet, you risk that happening.
that's true. That is true, but I think if I saw a 250-pounder leaping into my arms, I don't know if I could, what I would do in that case.
First and 10, ball at the 41-yard line of
Shell
Evansville.
doing it all for them.
Ball carrier there. Oh, and here's a penalty flag again. We're going to throw it. Why not? My goodness. This should go against Evansville. Going to be some type of contact after the play, I'm going to guess.
Personal foul. Blow to the head.
Blow to the head. Why not? We've seen just about every other
Yes,
call
we
tonight.
have.
That's first one there.
You know, the official came up and handed me a sheet of all the infractions, and I was just wondering if he gave me that sheet tonight because
That's called
he wanted
foreshadowing.
give me a checklist as to which ones they haven't called yet tonight, and
And
maybe
it's
we
not,
can
again,
learn
it's
from
not
that.
favoring or hurting either team. It's
No,
just,
it's hurting both teams, John. All the penalties at crucial times.
here's Herbst, kind of again out of the Wildcat. Got
Good
some
turn,
running
turn
room
up.
out at the 20-yard line. Again, Colton Richter lining up at the wide out on the right side. Gives Herbst a block.
3 carries for 20 yards tonight for Chad Herbst, so showing his versatility. I think trying to get the ball out of rather than having Colton Richter run a naked bootleg on that, knowing he's your quarterback. And again, with the health status of several of the Spartans here being a concern, you want to try to protect these kids as much as we can.
41 seconds time on the clock here in
Yep.
the third quarter. Spartans trailing by 17.
Big drive. This would be good to knock this in real quick here before the end of the quarter. Come back to Herbst again.
And this time he tries to go up the middle. Nothing doing. I believe that was Webb on the tackle
Yeah.
for Evansville.
I called his name a lot again. It's sitting there at 6 feet, 235 pounds. He takes up a lot of space in that middle.
And our biggest player is our ball carrier,
Yes.
interestingly enough. Well, the Spartans going to take a timeout. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. 24 seconds to go in the third quarter.
John, let me
It's a
give a
big
little.
play.
Yep, let me give a little shout out here to our staff tonight because we have yet to do that, and they're the ones that make this all possible for us tonight. It's Eric Redding, who heads up cable TV locally. This is an Andrew Day production, so we have Andrew Day, Justin Janis, Larry Seidel, Ben Barker, and Ryan Denzer, and they not only provide us with great camera work. They provide us with the graphics that we have. And again, as we go along this year, we're going to be expanding our abilities to do things. Tonight I know we were thinking we might have some instant replay on here, but that obviously isn't happening. But we're going to maybe be doing some little interviews, some fans in the stands. We're going to get a mic down on the sideline. We just have a lot of different things here that we're going to do, and we're going to have a lot of fun. Again, this is only our second live broadcast, and we're just having a lot of fun doing this. So back to the Golden Voice, John Wells.
Again, Richter lines up wide to the right. Herbst calling the signals. Hunter Halverson lone back. He'll be a blocking back. Herbst is going to throw it towards the end zone. Oh, the ball was tipped by Legeese.
Geese.
And almost touchdown, but goes off the helmet of the Spartan player, incomplete.
Yep.
I believe that was Tyler Fisher.
Tyler Fisher. Tipped into Fisher's hands, helmet. Lost it. That's too bad. Just a little bit more distance on that toss. And we had what my wish was that quick score before the end of the third quarter, bringing us back to within 10 points.
Well, now it's 4th down and 5. Ball at the 21-yard line. 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter, and the Spartans are going to try a field
So
goal.
we're going to try and get that field goal back right now. Well, that'd bring us within 2 touchdowns.
This is
could
a
be.
37-yard field goal. Colton Richter will hold. Good snap, ball placed, kick on the way. Not a chance. So the ball goes over to Evansville, Albany.
It's all right.
Again, I know the
Need a
Spartans
turnover.
wanted to get some points on the board, but you're down 17 with a 4th and 5 at the 21-yard line. Even failing to get the first down, you're still going to give Evansville the ball pretty deep in their own territory. But try the field goal. It's
Give it a
no
shot.
good.
You need to get a field goal sometime.
So
I guess
31-14 the score. Evansville, Albany on top. And again, the Spartans got to prove they can stop the Blue Devils here. Struggling defensively.
Yep, I hear a fan hollering, come on, defense. Let's go, get in there.
It's a pretty passive crowd now.
Yep.
Oh, that could have been bad. That was number 34 for Evansville, Nathan Redders. Redders just a sophomore, 5'10", 170, and if somebody doesn't get a hand in there to trip him up, he's off to the races.
Yep, that was Redders' first carry of the evening.
And that's the end of the third quarter. Score, the Evansville Albany Blue Devils 31, the McFarland Spartans 14. That quarter, all Evansville Albany and all Isaiah Shell.
Yep, just to review again at 9:51 of the third quarter, Isaiah Shell, 37-yard run, and then the kick. And then at 3:08 of the third quarter, Isaiah Shell, a 7-yard pass from Matt Sperry, and the kick again, making it 31-14. Again, John, you know, as I look back at this, boy, penalties have played quite a big role in tonight's ball game. You know, and I'm talking about both sides here, not just one way or the other. I mean, it's just McFarland has 7 penalties for 105 yards, and Evansville Albany has been penalized. Technical difficulties. Are we back on? We
Yeah,
are
and
back
again, it's
on.
not a question of
Andrew Day taking care of things right away for us. And I was just going to finish that. And Evansville Albany, 9 penalties for 85 yards. That's a total of 16 penalties. That's a lot of laundry.
2nd and 7. Here's Isaiah Shell. Got running room.
Watch out.
Still
watch
going.
out.
Finally tripped up. Ball
Lost
loose.
the ball.
And Evansville's on it, and that's one of their linemen. Give that lineman credit, 20 yards down the field. He's right there to cover it. But again, Shell.
That was number 78, Austin Rupiper, 6 feet, 305-pound sophomore that was running down the field, picking up the fumble 20 yards down the field. Is that great hustle?
19-yard gain.
Yep.
Shell well over 200 yards of total offense
Yep.
for Evansville. So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at the Evansville 43-yard line. Here's Kishore, got some running room into Spartan territory, still going. Finally tripped up at the 42-yard line, and that will move the sticks. Right now, Evansville just totally winning the battle at the line of scrimmage.
You know what I'm going to say? You know, a little bit disheartening in that. You know, you look at the scoreboard and that, but still, hey, you've only got so many of these games to play as a high school athlete and that, so stick it in there. I think they're just getting pounded by the size differential here, John. I mean, this is a big Evansville-Albany line, and these kids move too. You could see Rupiper last time covering a fumble 20 yards downfield off Shell.
Here's
That's
handoff.
better.
Let's see who the ball carrier was that time. That was Kishore.
Yep. Webb down at the bottom of the pile, and I knew he didn't carry it. Although I'll tell you what, Webb's been in the backfield, our backfield, quite a bit tonight, so who knows.
You know, we talk about a lot of good seniors out there for Evansville. They're skill players.
Yep.
But a lot of linemen are going to be back, and that's going to be a pretty good line to build your team around
Yep.
next year.
That's where it all starts, John. Without a line, I don't care who you are. You're not going far.
Handoff, Kishore still pulling Spartans forward. Looked like he was going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Instead, he gets about 3 yards out of it.
Boy, that was good. Charlie Moore held on to that. Otherwise, Kishore might have been through on the backside there.
3rd down and 7 for the Blue Devils. 9:58 to go here in quarter number 4.
14 carries for 67 yards for Ryan Kishore, averaging 94 yards a game, so he's a little under his game total.
Ball's going to be marked at the 38-yard line, so Spartan defense going to have to step up, get a stop.
Yep. Or a turnover.
Evansville wants a timeout.
Every time you hear the whistle, I expect to see a little yellow hanky flying through the air.
Delay a game or
Yep.
illegal substitution,
You
12
name
men
it.
in the huddle. Let's see, what else have we seen? We have not seen a pass interference yet.
Okay.
We were calling for that one earlier. We had We had personal fouls.
Yep.
We've had holding.
There's our dance team and fans.
We
still
should have known
having some
something
fun.
was up when we had that
Yes.
that chop block right away.
Right.
That was an indication that we may see a variety of calls. So get a little foreshadowing. We got that list of signals
Yep.
from the officials, and by golly, they're going to use almost all of them on that sheet tonight on us.
Yes, they are.
Like I said, we haven't seen a pass interference, but
Nope.
maybe that's coming. Hopefully not against us. So Spartans
will
coming out,
see.
3rd down and 7. Ball at the McFarland 38-yard line.
Yep.
9:38 to go coming out of the Evansville-Albany timeout.
Big play here. If we've got any hope, we got to get a stop here.
Penalty.
Oh, and there goes
There
the
it is,
hanky.
Hayden Mills.
And it's coming back. I'll bet it's motion.
Down to the 35, 34-yard line. Going to be short of the first down nevertheless. But again, it's going to come back.
Calling it on Kishore, moving in the backfield.
And not having seen Evansville play this year, but you're wondering if the coaches are questioning, what is it? Things that have happened all year, and all of a sudden now they're penalties tonight.
Yep, and you want to know, maybe it's a difference in crews, John,
Yep.
since this group is coming from the Milwaukee area, a lot of them from Waukesha. Maybe the football that they see in that area just a little bit different or something, and you don't know. Boy, we had our, speaking of officials, the first game we had here with Lakeside Lutheran, wasn't that interesting? We had everything from 4-yard penalties to 6-yard penalties to, you never quite knew with that.
It was the heat. It was the heat.
So we seem to have a discussion here as to what's.
Well, Evansville.
I think the decision here with Coach Ackley was, do we take it or do we put them in a? They would have had about a 4th and 4.
Evansville's lined up about 40 yards downfield. They started to run back to the line of scrimmage, ran right over the flag. Still
Probably.
laying on the field.
Yeah, probably wanting to take that flag and hide it so we would see no more.
Flag's going to have to get washed. It's going to have a lot of grass stains on it. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Are they going to set up Shell for another one-on-one? Schaenenberger goes in motion. Shell's one-on-one. Oh, a penalty.
Oh, there we go.
Penalty. Sperry goes down. Oh, almost a late hit. Splinter, lucky he didn't get called for a late hit on that one, but we've got a penalty. Sperry is still down.
This will be holding on Ryan Meehan, 6'1", 265-pound junior.
And another penalty. Again, Sperry wasn't going to go anywhere.
Nope.
Spartans are going to decline, so Evansville-Albany will kick it away.
Gee, John, who was he looking for to throw that ball to? Mr. Shell.
And again,
coming
they've
out
done
on
it
the side.
before where they'll line up 2 receivers and they'll put the other in motion.
Yep.
And then they're going to go to Shell.
Yep. McFarland double covered Shell that time, shut him down.
So Kishore back at his 35 to kick it away. High
Oh.
snap. Not much of a rush. Ball heads. Oh, gets a little bit of an Evansville-Albany bounce inside the 20, down near the 15. Call it the 16.
That's too bad. I thought maybe a snap over the head could have maybe just turned this around on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. 31-14, 8:54 to go.
Yep, our camp.
Spartans got to score and score quickly. 3-possession game for the Spartans as far as getting on the scoreboard each possession and keeping Evansville off.
Yep, need a big, big play right here. We could use one of those. We had a first game of the year. We had a double pass that they scored on from Mr. Herbst. Who knows? Maybe something in a bag of tricks or maybe just a big reception and somebody has a big play here.
Richter, 5-step drop, got a receiver, incomplete. That was Werwinski, thrown a little bit behind him,
Yep, just a little bit.
but he was open. So
Colton
incomplete, clock stops, 8:50, 2nd and 10.
Colton Richter, 6 for 14 tonight. That's right about on his average as far as completion rate, 43%, somewhere around there for the evening.
Again, Spartans with it's pretty tough competition in the Rock Valley North. Edgerton with a very good team this year. Jefferson very solid.
Yeah, it's not gonna get any
Whitewater
easier.
improved. Richter forced out of the pocket, going to turn it up 25, slides out of bounds. Close to the first down.
There's
See
our
where they
boy,
mark it.
Mr. Webb. He's down in our backfield again for trying to chase down Colton Richter.
Ooh, here we go. It's the ultimate for the for your guys on the sticks. They might have to come all the way across the field. Let's see. It's like a death
Let's
march
see.
across the
Yep, they're
field.
going.
Here. Are they going to bring them? Are
No.
they going to move the sticks? Arlen's going to take it on his
First
own and just say first down.
Hey, as school board president, I guess he has
could
that
do it.
prerogative,
He
right?
just put the down marker 1, and they
Yep.
just started moving the chains on their own.
I don't know.
I saw that at a game last year at Deerfield. The guys on the chains, they just went ahead and moved the first down. All of a sudden, the officials are like, it's fourth down. And they had to move the chains back, and 10 minutes later, they ran the play. And
Do you remember the game it was, John? Who was playing?
Darlington at Deerfield
There we go. Darlington, John, getting their first home game.
with lights.
Fans in the community raised enough money, I believe, right?
Well, they're bringing in the portable lights.
The
I
portable
believe
lights,
they're
yep.
bringing in
They're
those,
bringing them in for their first
those
homecoming,
must-go
correct?
portable lights.
Yep.
Yeah, their homecoming game against the Mineral Point Pointers. That's a big rivalry. So they
Rivalry.
picked a good game to do it. But,
Yep.
you know, those 3:30 starts a couple of weeks ago, of course, it was 95 degrees. But they've never had lights. And so Mr. Webb out there for Evansville Albany coming off the field slowly.
I'll tell you what,
Didn't even
he's had
see
a-
him. He was kind of hidden behind the Spartan. Spartans are quickly up to the line of scrimmage, but I don't believe the injured player is going to get off.
No, they're going to have to wait. Webb played a heck of a game tonight, I'll tell you. He's earned a little rest over there.
You know, we never take chances with, injuries. Got to make sure the
Yep.
kids are stabilized. And
Yep. Jay Hansen, our trainer, was out there right away.
First and 10. Ball at the 26-yard line. Richter, quick pass. Herbst turns it upfield. Got some running room. Out over the 30-yard line to the 33.
Gee, and who makes the good tackle out there in the open field? Isaiah Shell.
He's going to get definitely player of the game for Evansville. Again, those injuries, a buddy of mine was down announcing a game at Cuba, Illinois a few weeks ago, and a player was injured, and they didn't have an ambulance, so they had to call one in from 20 miles away, and they came out on the field and looked at the kid for quite a while, and the kid gets up and walks off the field on his own, and about an hour delay, and Richter sacked in the backfield. Going to take the ball back inside the original line of scrimmage on this first down, so it's third down and 12. Ball back at the 23-yard line. But again, you know, with injuries, you can't take any chances.
No, you can't, Jen. Big play right here.
7:15 to go in the fourth quarter. It's 31-14 Evansville, Albany.
Even if you don't pick this all up, I think that Coach Ackley might go for it on fourth down if they can get close and this into a more manageable. Herbst struggling.
Looking, doing everything he can on his own, but
Yeah.
just not going to go anywhere. And down he goes near the 20.
Yep, the line that really did a pretty nice job last week against Parkview is just having a real tough time managing the size differential here with this Evansville Albany team tonight. Like John said, what'd you say? 17 kids over 200 pounds.
Yeah, their size.
Yeah, you don't-
one over 300.
Yeah, you don't see that.
Yeah, and there's talk now of maybe going back to those football-only conferences. And if that was the case, Spartans would still be playing Evansville, Albany. Good rush. Shell, he wants it. Comes up. I don't know if he touched
I
it
don't
or
know if
not.
he touched it either.
He's going to go back and fall on it at the 32-yard line. I do not think that was a live ball. I think it scooted right past him.
I agree with you. I don't think he touched it. It was just a
Crowd did. Crowd got a little excited. At least something fired him up over here. That's
in
good.
golf, we would call that a whiff. And from what I saw,
And then I'm
today,
thinking, oh boy, now Shell will go back and pick it up, and the coverage overruns.
that's
the
what
play,
I was
and there he
thinking too.
goes.
I thought he was going to pick that baby up and say, "Hey,
4 touchdowns for
4
Shell.
touchdowns." And picking up 250-pound Don Shea Hudson and putting him to the
There
turf.
goes Kishore out over the 40, still going into Spartan territory. Conditioning
21-yard run.
really taking its toll now as
Yep.
Kishore, he's been out on the field the whole night. Looks like he's got fresh legs.
It's 15
Spartan's kind of
carries,
dragging now.
15 carries for 88 yards. Kishore averages 94 a game, so he's almost there. And my guess would be that he's going to get there because they're just going to keep pounding him or Mills. And not going to do anything fancy now. I think just pound the ball behind that big offensive line.
And the Blue Devils have not really subbed at all offensively.
No, they have not, John. Redders was the only one other name that I remember calling that hasn't been in there most of the night.
I believe that was Redders.
34.
That was 34, Nathan Redders.
Yep.
You got to love it, though. I think you look at big number 78 out
Yep,
there,
he was
Austin Rupiper.
Yep.
6 foot 305. He's been limping almost the entire half, but
He's the kid that recovered the fumble.
yeah, and
20
he's
yards
limping
down
quite
the
a bit,
field.
but
Yep.
he's not coming out. He's staying
No,
out
he's
there.
not. Gutty kid. And only a 10th grader,
Yeah.
John. He's only a sophomore.
He's only going to get bigger.
Ooh, that ball looked
Might
like
have
it
been
might have
Redders.
popped out.
They keep calling Shell, but that's not
Yep.
Shell. That's Redders.
Redders and his parents aren't going to be happy with that. They want to hear his name mentioned over the PA system. Maybe we should run next door and tell Mr. Sweeney.
It's a nice, again, a nice Evansville Albany crowd. They've traveled well tonight, but a
Yes,
good
they have.
McFarland crowd.
Yep.
Had a good early crowd here tonight, then lost quite a few after the Little Palms entertained. Now we've got a penalty marker. Probably going to be too many men in the huddle again. Evansville, I don't think it's going to bother them too much. 4:16 to go.
But again, John, you know, with these, and right now it's kind of the end of the game here. It's kind of decisions been made as to who's going to win this game. But still, these are the things that are going to cost you down the pike. And, I mean, there are a lot of games left to be played for Evansville Albany. This will even their conference mark at 1-1, make them 2-2 overall. Same with McFarland. And the thing is, you're playing for playoffs positions in that. And you can't be affording penalties are only going to lead to more losses, which are going to cost you a possible playoff position in that. And I don't care if there's 10 seconds left on the clock. Play out the game and do it the right way.
Oh, but a penalty marker. Mills drilled in the backfield. Good defense by the Spartans.
Number 30, Jacob Maurer, put a hit on him.
And penalty is going to go against Evansville. Spartans decline it because
Evansville, they're going to have to punt the ball away.
yeah, it's going to be 4th and long.
Yep.
Herbst will go deep for the Spartans. He's inside his 30. Kishore will line up at his 30.
Okay, glimmer of hope here. Let's punt the ball. Let's see Mr. Herbst go the distance. Nope,
Now they gotta
smart
kick it
punt.
away.
Smart punt. Yep.
And that ball rolls out of bounds inside the 20-yard line.
Yep.
That's what you like to see. You know, sometimes you get kids that just kick it as far as they can and it's returnable, but obviously not what Mr. Kishore wanted to do. And
Absolutely.
smartly goes out of bounds.
Absolutely. That's good coaching and good coachability is being shown by Mr. Kishore. Because I remember at the start we were talking about how low he kicked the ball, punting at the start of the game, and you're going to kick it that low, at least kick it away from the rush and as well as the deep back there. So
the Spartans will put it in play now. 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line.
Jacob Williamson, Dylan Corbett now in the game in the backfield.
Dylan's going to get some snaps at quarterback.
Yep.
Dylan, 5'8", 175-pound sophomore, backup quarterback. Handoff, first back through.
Jed Buckholtz.
Number 24, Jed Patrick Buckholtz.
Buckholtz. Yep, 5'8", 180-pound junior.
Tuba player, too, I believe.
Dylan Corbett.
We don't have that here, though, where the football players also play in the band
No.
on the same night. A lot of the small schools, you get that.
Yes, you do.
They take the shoulder pads and helmets off at halftime, and they play in the band.
Yep.
That brings up another story. Pitch
Uh-oh,
out,
get on it.
fumble, covered in the backfield. Again, Jed Patrick Buckholtz. Yeah, I saw a game last year. I was out, I believe it was in Highland. And a couple of the Highland kids played every play of the first half. Halftime came around, played in the band, got to second half, played every play in the second half. Never left the field.
You know, and isn't that wonderful, too, that I guess, you know, you have a coaching staff and a community that understands that.
Yeah.
Allows the kids to do that. That's really even a neater experience.
I believe that was Jed.
Yeah, that was Buckholtz again.
Jed got a few yards, but going to be way short of the first down. It's going to be 4th and 14 or 16. They're going to say the ball's at the 13-yard line. 2 minutes to go.
Boy, John, what a change in this ball game. I mean, the last 18 seconds of the first half just turned this thing right around. I mean, we really had a ball game.
The last second.
Yeah. But the fact they went the length of the field in 18 seconds.
Yeah.
And then with 1 second left, actually kicked the...
That one is popped straight up, and it'll go out of bounds at the 41-yard line of the Spartans.
Shows you with just even a little 18-second little capsulized segment of this game, how that totally changed this entire game around. Totally. Because, I mean, this was very competitive, very exciting. I mean, everybody's into the game and that. We really had a contest going here, and it was just like, poof. As they would say, the air went out of the balloon, right?
Yeah, they got the field goal, and then they
halftime.
started the second half, getting the ball.
Right.
But again, credit Isaiah Shell tonight.
Yeah.
4 touchdowns, well over 200 yards of offense.
Right. And you know,
one man alone does not win a game, but that Evansville line, they've won the battle in the trenches.
I'm going to tell you, absolutely. You know, you can talk about Shell's performance, but again, he doesn't get that done unless time is given to Sperry to throw the ball.
New players in for Evansville, Redders.
Yeah, let's see if we can mention some of these other names here, McFarland. Kyle Bacon, a 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, is in there. Number 60, Jacob Ebert, another sophomore, 6 foot, 225-pounder. Number 42, Christian Jensen, another sophomore, 5'10", 180-pounder.
And number 29, the ball carrier for Evansville, Albany, that's Brock Gilkis.
67.
He's a freshman.
Yep. Jordan Mazra, 6 foot 1 inch, 175-pound junior. A golfer, Jordan is. I know, I've worked with him a little bit, and we're hoping that maybe this year it'll be varsity golf for Jordan. 56, Jacob Sandriel, a 5 foot 9 inch, 165-pound sophomore. This is like a sophomore football team.
JV game.
Yeah, that we've got out there right now.
For both teams.
Yep.
Man
It's
comes
all
in
right.
motion.
You know what? Let kids play on Friday night lights here.
That's number 30. He's got some running room.
Number 30,
And
Chase
pushed out of bounds.
Katzenmeyer. 5 foot 9 inch, 160-pound freshman.
Again, it's like a freshman team out here for Evansville.
63,
Albany.
Trevel Blazik. 5 foot 6 inch, 190-pound sophomore.
I think the quarterback might even be an Albany kid.
Let's see if this might be the last play of the game.
20 seconds, time on the clock. And quarterback just going to take a knee, and that will be the final play of the game. But Evansville comes up big. Evansville-Albany comes up big tonight here at Lloyd Schneider Stadium as they defeat the Spartans by a score of 31-14. Entertaining game tonight, a lot of penalties, kind of took away some of the momentum at points of the game, but credit Evansville-Albany. They win the battle in the trenches, come up with some big plays using their outstanding athletic ability, especially on the outside, and they come up winners tonight, 31-14. I'm John Wells. I'll turn it back over to Bill Cather. And Bill, some final words.
Yep, some final words again. I can't agree any more with your summary than what you just gave. Let me just quick give you a final scoring wrap up, and then we'll sign off and say we're going to see you in a couple of weeks again. Again, scoring, 4:31 of the first quarter, Don Shea Hudson, 18-yard run. Extra point good by Herb, 7-0 McFarland. Then Isaiah Shell, 88-yard pass from Matt Sperry, kick good, 4:08. 7-7, Isaiah Shell, 23-yard pass with 5:28 left in the half, giving Evansville-Albany a 14-7 lead. With 18 seconds left in the first half, Chad Herbst took an 8-yard pass from Colin Richter. The kick good. We were tied at 14-all. We thought we were heading into halftime with a knotted score, but again, Friday the 13th does strange things, and it did here again as Evansville-Albany went almost the length of the field, assisted by a couple of penalties, and with 1 second left, Edelman made a 19-yard field goal, giving Evansville-Albany the 17-14 halftime lead. Coming out, they received the second half kickoff, drove down the field at 9:51 of the third quarter. Isaiah Shell again, that name came up, his third touchdown, a 37-yard run. Edelman the extra point. We were at 24-14. And then the last score of the game was at 3:08 of the third quarter. Isaiah Shell, his fourth touchdown of the night, a 7-yard pass from Matt Sperry, the kick good. Thus, our final score, 31-14. Again, this is Bill Cather, stat man tonight. John Wells, the Golden Voice, the play-by-play. We'll look forward to bringing you the game, the next Spartan game, in a couple of weeks. So please stay tuned. Cable 982. We'd love to entertain you at home, but if you can again, get out and see a game and compliment these kids for their efforts. Thanks again. Signing off on a beautiful fall evening. Bye.